Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mad Lads Live. How's everybody doing this evening? Boy, vey. Okay, so we're all loaded in. I'm actually going to save it again just in case, because these things tend to get a little sticky. There we go. All right, so last time we sieged Flats Lagoon, and we did a pretty damn good job, guys. We did a pretty damn good job. It actually went way better than I expected it to. We do have a couple of people that are down that got a little messed up. You know, Lord Grimdark is here. He's currently unconscious, folded in half, which is great. A lot of our armored gorillas got messed up, but they're pretty young, so that's not surprising. Octo, how you doing? Izay, how you doing? Glad to see you. Glad to have you back. Cole, the gang's all here. Yeah, so a lot of our smaller gorillas got messed up, but they actually did pretty good. They did pretty good in the grand scheme of things. They got a serious bump in a lot of their stats too. I noticed their stats went up pretty significantly in terms of like strength and all that stuff as well, compared to when we were on their way here. So that was pretty cool. Tiny obviously was just an absolute unit. He was tearing through this place like it was nobody's business. Yeah, I mean, all in all, we actually did pretty good. You can see here, a lot of them did get damaged, but it wasn't anything too terrible. So now we're on cleanup duty and we're on recovery. We're also going to take this opportunity to finally get Cat a new arm. I think that he's been without a left arm for too long. So yeah, we're kind of on cleanup duty. Everyone's just kind of moving around doing their own thing. They're going off and fighting these guys as they're waking up. But by and large, we're in much better shape. We did really well in this, which is cool because this was kind of our test run for whether or not we could handle fighting. Whether or not we'd be able to handle fighting some of the other empires like the Shek and the UC and all that stuff, because we will end up going after them at some point as well. And then obviously Lord Red was the fucking MVP during this whole thing. Crushed it. I don't think she went down once. Absolutely crushed it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get Cat an arm. I think our boy's been without an arm for long enough. He needs a left arm, and we're gonna get it for him. He's doing good. How are we doing back at the base? I just want to make sure that everybody's there. The only person we didn't bring with us was obviously our industrial workers, and then Beep, who is he's just not ready yet. These stats are not ready yet. Not for a full scale takeover of enemies that have stats in the 60s and 70s. Beep needs more training before he's ready. Can't risk it. All right, so we are going to try to get an arm for our main man. I say our main man. I barely do anything with Cat, but we're gonna try to get an arm for Cat. Buyers Guild. Good. Gotta be an arm in here somewhere. Come on. Safe, maybe? But no, I was truly shocked with how well the Siege of Flats Lagoon went. I have not. The plan was to do that either tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to be streaming the Nugget Mafia next. I'm going to be cycling back and forth between the Dwarves and the Nuggets. So before the next episode, I'll do it. That was originally my plan for tonight. Oh, shit, we got stealth legs. Take those. My plan tonight was originally to mess with the voice lines to get Zeep Beep's voice pack, but I ended up having to switch my schedule around and do the stream tonight instead for the Dwarves because my New Year's plans changed. Map of the United States extended territories. Don't I already have all that? No, I have the normal UC. I don't think I have the extended territories, so now we should have all of those. And by all of those, I mean the one that we didn't have, which was Drifter's Last. Cool, so now we have a map, all of the UC figured out. We have all of the Shek Kingdom figured out. And then we have some of the Holy Nation, but that's, neither here nor there. Good. Good. That's good. So now we have all of that. What we need, though, is we need limbs. I came here for limbs. I didn't come here for no maps. I came here for limbs. I need a left arm. Are you going to tell me that you're a robotics shop and not have a left arm? Metacrate. I'm going to take these sleeping bags, though. These are going to be super useful because we can't rest in this town. We are unable to rest in this town for obvious reasons. We just killed like a lot of people. like a lot of people. Economy leg, not taking that. Better that food. We definitely need food. Though that's the other thing. I need to raid as much food as I can from this place as well. for the journey back. So that's going to go into Zig. And I believe Zagan has some. Yeah, Zagan has some, but we need more. We're going to send Red in here. Get Zagan and Red in here. We're mostly on cleanup at this point. All right, so Zagan, what's the chance of stealing? 100%? Hell yeah, let's just load you up with these food packs. Love it. Love everything about it. I'll even ditch the health packs. We're just gonna load Zagan up straight food. Straight food. Oh yeah. And then Red, what do you have? You have food packs as well, and a ton of weapons that we can use. Which is good, but I'm also gonna give you some medical supplies. Sweet. And then what is... where's Kenshi at? What's Kenshi loaded with? Bread? Get Kenshi in here as well. It's always funny seeing, like, the, you know, the Leviathan Slayers, the Tech Ninjas, and, like, all of them just kind of hang out when we're... Like, we killed everybody in here, and then they're all just kind of hanging out. It's funny. Kenshi, where you at? Oh, he's moving. He's just moving slow. He's just moving slow. Get back in here. Come on. Do Tech Hunters send retribution forces? No, I don't believe they do, no. I don't think they have any, like, world state attacks or anything like that. That's partly why I wanted to use them as the test run. I wanted to test out... Yeah, we are set for food. We are totally set. Awesome. I wanted to use them as a way to test out whether we could handle larger factions, but the concern was that if I went and attacked... well, firstly, I was already fighting with the Tech Hunters, so I might as well just attack them anyway. But the other concern was that if I went and I attacked, like, say, the UC or the Shek or anything, we got our asses kicked. And we managed to scrape out and get back to base. Well, now they're going to come and try to attack us at our base, and we already showed that we can't handle that. Whereas the Tech Hunters are a little bit more like, yeah, we may get our ass beat, but it's okay because we'll just bail out, you know. Not a big deal. Now I need to go back in here and figure out where those electronics are. There is robotics in here. I just need to figure out where they are. There's a couple of them, but we're obviously trying to find a left arm for... That's a right arm. All right, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Right and left legs. Cool. Great. Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on. Come on, I just need a left arm. It's funny because when we were in Mongrel, like I was like, "You guys, don't let me forget to get a left arm for Cat while we're up here. I can get a nice like lifter arm for him." And then I didn't do that, and I was like, "Ah, we'll just get when we siege the Tech Hunters." And now I can't seem to find one. Right arm. That's not helpful. We need a left, right? Where's Cat at? Yeah, we need a left arm. That's not helpful. Also, it's a crap one. I'll even take a crap one at this point. I just need a left arm for the guy. Right arm. Dotty legs. Come on, man. It's all rights. It's all legs and rights. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Okay. What's in here? Metal chest. See what's in here. Greetings to everybody who's here. I see we started out with like 10 or 11 people. That's pretty awesome. Left arm. Yes, finally. Cat, you can get an arm. These are decent legs, too. I'm actually going to take all of these. We don't really need this food. We have plenty. And right leg and a left leg. Two right arms, a left arm. I'll get rid of one of the arms and take the other one. Hell yeah. Cool. All right, so we're going to go over to Cat and finally give him the arm that he's been missing since basically the beginning. It's been a long time that he's been missing that arm. We're just killing everybody. And then we got to set up some... we're going to have to set up some beds, some camping beds outside of Flats Lagoon, probably, in order to heal everybody up, because we can't sleep here. There we go. Open your limbs for me. Let me see. Left arm. Oh, yeah. Cat, you're finally whole again. How does it feel, good buddy? Probably pretty awesome, even though you're unconscious. When you wake up, you're going to be complete. Yeah, so now we're just on cleanup. Pretty soon we're going to... Well, let's just head into the various bars and stuff and finish this off. Hello, everybody. Kill them all. Hell yeah. Basically, any tech hunters, any mercenaries, anything like that, they're coming after us. We've managed to piss off pretty much everybody. This turned into a genocide run really quick. Wasn't supposed to be when I started. It was supposed to be just dwarves versus Shek, but it quickly became dwarves versus everybody. The Shinobi just decided to start a war with the Holy Nation Outlaws, and all of my people went into protecting allies, so battle for the hub has begun, I guess. Yeah, I mean, that's how it works, man. There's, like, out of no... What is it? It's like last night on the Nugget Mafia video. It turned into a fight between the United Cities, the Manhunters, the Mercenaries, and the Traders Guild. It was a four-way fight. Out of nowhere. Four-way fight out of nowhere. Who's attacking what now? I have no idea what the hell that was. We are... I mean, we're fucking set for food, dude. We're so set. We are so set. I am going to switch you out. Yeah, it's unnerving how much food we have. Unnerving. Are we able to still use these beds? Because that'd be cool. No, private. They're private. Of course they are. That makes sense. That makes sense. I can't actually get mad about it. It makes sense. Alright, everybody get on hold. Everybody come over here. All right, we need to start picking people up. So I'm gonna start sending people to collect other people. How are you doing? Anybody that's not close to getting woken up has got to get picked up right now. Hell yeah. Grimdark is pretty messed up. We're gonna keep him down. Dustine messed up. Old Rusty. Yeah, everybody's in. I mean, like, I wouldn't consider this like a wholehearted victory in the sense that, like, we definitely took some serious beating here. It was not a complete victory in that sense. We definitely took a beating, but nobody died, and we gave way better than we got. So I'll count that as a win. That is definitely a win. Izzy, come get Bonesy. Gotta pick up some of these Slayers. Gotta pick everybody. We'll have the Golems run around and finish off the Stragglers as they're getting up. But right now, I'm just trying to get everybody together so we can start to head out. Vishu, I'm gonna have you pick up James. Nice. Destine, pick up Cat. Zach, grab Ridley. Zach actually did pretty fucking well. Dune. Flick can grab Sand, and I think... Don't quote me on that. I think that's everybody. Everybody should be up and moving. Oh, we still gotta grab Sand, and that Armored Gorilla down there. Who might you be, they say. Yeah. Alright, Pato, who are you carrying? Anybody? No, we're gonna pick up that Gorilla. Fantastic. And then, Takeo, you can grab Sand. Nice. Oh, Bobby's still down. Okay, why aren't you moving? Come on, move. Move, my man. Cole, are you carrying anybody? Cole is not carrying anybody. He was too busy tanking all that damage last fight is what it was. Alright, Cole, just as when we were coming back from the Fog Islands, you're going to be carrying Bobby. Bobby! Oh, actually, you know what else we're going to do? We're going to come on in here. Hello, you. Yeah, beat his ass. I wanted to start setting up training for... Yeah, this is what I wanted. Alright, so we're going to start setting up training. So I need somebody who has a shield. Somebody who has a shield that has decent legs right now. Yeah, okay, so we're going to have Izzy come in here. I'm going to start grabbing stuff for... Stream had a falling sun, and then he bit the big one. I'm going to start setting up archer units, is what it is. I need to start setting up ranged units. I'm going to give it a go. Range is not something that I do very often, so I'm going to do it, though. Use bolt type, image type, bolt longs. So I need longs, 3 shots. What do we got here? Bolts regular. Not helpful. What do you use? 3 shots? Yeah, 3 shots in longs, and then these have bolts regular. That's not helpful in the slightest. Fine. Take them. There we go. That's what we needed. God. Who caught us stealing? Who's not dead in here? I'm pretty sure that guy's dead. You're unconscious. Who the hell's watching? There's somebody upstairs, maybe? No, there's no guards upstairs. Who the hell? Who's catching me? I don't understand. Who's catching me stealing? Everybody's fucking dead. Stream had a falling sun, and then he died. He bit the big one. He unfortunately starved to death. A very interesting death for him, considering. Our mod stream was not as amused by that as I was. Crossbow bolts. No. Not bad, but not quite what we're looking for. Yeah. Need bolt longs. And I'm just gonna load somebody's inventory up with them. Take the heavies too. Well, let's grab what's in here first. We need the longs first. The longs and the 3 shots. Those are the ones we need more than anything right now. Okay. And then can you pick this safe? No, 0% chance. I think the only one that's going to be able to pick this safe is probably Ingvishu. He's got the best lock picking out of everybody. I'm going to head up in there. Just finishing out this fight now that we've battered everybody. Most of them are dead. Like, this isn't... It's not like I just came in here and knocked them all out. Like, most of these guys... Well, a lot of them actually seem to have gotten healed up and are in recovery coma, which is unfortunate. But I killed a lot of them. I killed a lot of them. Dead, recovery coma, dead, recovery coma. It seems like they're either in a recovery coma or they are dead. A lot of them are going to get up, though, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't really want them to be in a recovery coma. I wanted to kill them. Dead. We did do a good amount of damage, though. Good amount of damage. Kenshi and Zagan just going out there cleaning house. Who's my martial artist? We don't have a martial artist in this particular playthrough. Not in this particular playthrough. We did have Stream. He was a martial artist for a while. And then we ended up transitioning him over to a falling sun. Ooh, damn, masterwork. Yeah, we're gonna need Izzy. No. Lindsay? No. James? James has space. Hell yeah. We had a martial artist, and that was Lord Stream, but Lord Stream starved to death, so now we're down without a martial artist. Big sad. Big sad. Get all these bolts. Yeah, this is gonna be solid. 3 shot longs. All the safes. Guy just crawling out. Unacceptable. Alright. Yeah, no, solid haul. We got a shit ton of food. Eagle's Cross, the ability to build them. Hell yeah, I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm just double checking for any more long bolts, anything like that, anything we can use for ammunition. Because like I said, I want to train up some archers. I haven't, I don't think I've done archers in a playthrough in a very, very long time. Both on stream, I've never done it on stream, and I haven't done it like off stream in a very long time. So, bolts regulars, that's not helpful, but we should be fine. Oh shit, we got another chest to search. Really good. Spring bat, toothpick, ranger, old world bow. Eek. Now, I think I'm good with what we got. Search this last chest and then we're good. I'm mostly looking for blueprints now to be able to make our own ammunition, but I think we're good with what we got. Oh, you know what we can use? We do need one thing. We need there's arrow bags in here that we can give to some of our guys. I swore there were some backpacks in here that were ammo holsters. Yeah, bolt quiver bags. All right, we'll steal one or two of these too. Yeah, you got space. All right, we'll take a couple of you. I have a couple of different animations. It's been a while since I looked through them though, so if you want to see all of them, you can actually, if you look at the link in the description, you can see all of the mods that I'm using on this playthrough. It's a collection on Steam. If you like it, you can either cherry pick through and grab the ones you like, or you can grab just a couple. But all of the mods used in this playthrough are on stream, on the collection on Steam. I mean, I call it my Vanilla Plus collection because it's nothing that I think really alters the vibe, the feel of Kenshi. It all feels very Kenshi. Ooh, I'm taking that. Light armor? I don't even know what that is. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it is, but I'm interested. Yeah, so it doesn't alter like the vanilla vibe of Kenshi, which is like the main priority. Sume armor, armored rags, mercenary leathers, police jacket. I mean, we're good with what we got in terms of our setup. I feel good about our armor types and all that, but it's always good to take a peek. Yeah, it doesn't alter anything too much though. It's still got that nice vanilla feel, which is what I wanted. I don't want anything that was gonna take away from it, because that's kind of what one of the big issues I have with some of the other larger mod packs is like look at Genesis, look at Blood and Sand, all that stuff. It's they alter it like maybe a little too much, and some of the stuff that's in them kind of feels a little less believable. Like it doesn't fit Kenshi's like art style, aesthetic vibe, that kind of stuff. So I wanted to make a mod pack that fit the vibe a little bit better. Everything flows nicely. Not seeing any armor and stuff that I want in here. Assassin vest. Talon stuff's not bad, but again, we already have our vibe, so it's kind of there. I love your narration videos, by the way. The skeleton one almost made me cry. Their existence is so sad. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. That one was a really tough one to make. Making sure that I was conveying the emotion that I like wanted, and it was tough. So I'm glad that it resonated with you. I was really proud of that one when it came out. Obviously, it's been a couple of years since I did it. I'm sure there's some things in there that I would change now. My narration style has changed quite a bit over the years. But when I first made it, I was incredibly proud of it. I'm still proud of it in many ways. My descriptions were I felt good, like comparing them, talking about how they were like they're in a perpetual state of entropy, and all of that stuff is I was pretty proud of that. So I'm glad that it resonated with you. I am glad. Who dropped the armored gorilla? Right, Pato, are you carrying anybody? Nope, you are now. Oh, no, you are carrying somebody. You're carrying a gorilla. That's funny. All right, so the trek back to base is going to be a slow one. We're all in pretty messed up shape. We got to get somewhere that we can kind of post up. Because right now we are we're in bad shape, and we have a couple of camping beds that we can use to kind of heal up, but I don't want to do it out here in the open. We got to see if we can find a spot that's maybe a bit more secluded, less likely, like over here. This will be a nice, easily defendable like ravine that we can rest up in. I'm gonna pop on over here. All right, almost there. Any noticeable dips in performance? No, most of the performance dips that I've ever had are the result of my graphical settings. I've never had any issues with my mod pack. The mods themselves, even my crashes, they have nothing to do with my graphical set, nothing to do with my mod pack. It's entirely due to memory buildup because Kenshi's engine tends to inflate and bloat as you play it. Um, and every so often it'll exceed my memory capacity and it'll crash and then I restart it and we're all fine. But it's never had anything to do with my mod collection. The mods are wholly compatible with each other. I've never had any issue with them. It is a completely stable mod pack. I assure you, you have the hero guarantee. Camping bed. I think I have like 4, which like it's not ideal because these are only a times 4 multiplier for healing, but they'll do. I think the shoe has them all, right? No. Grab as many of these as I can. Have any more? Now the arduous task of seeing if anybody else has camp beds. I think we only have the 4, though. Yeah. Maybe we can do a video on the mods you like to use. Maybe. I've kind of avoided doing like content talking about mods, not because I have anything against it. It's not like the niche that I feel like people want to see with my stuff. I could be wrong, of course, but I've always got to be careful to only hit the stuff that is what people want to see, But I might check it out. I might look into doing it. Especially since it doesn't look like we're getting any news from Kenshi 2 anytime soon, so I gotta kind of diversify the content out to toe the line until we get something from Kenshi 2. So. Alright, so these guys are healing up. I don't need them to fully heal, just enough to like get up and move and like be functional. But I am very happy with how this turned out. Everybody did really fucking good. Really fucking good. His legs are busted on you, so we're just gonna keep carrying them. Yeah, these guys did really good. Really, really good. Don't say Kenshi 2, the weight is killing me. Yeah. It's tough, man. It's definitely tough. I was talking to Pato and Frankie about it actually over the last couple of days, and unfortunately, like I don't like not. I think the earliest we'll even see the possibility of a Kenshi 2 is like end of 2026, and that's me like really sucking the hopium. I think we've got at least another. I think it's probably gonna be 2027, because they just hired lead level designer for like building the world, which tells me, and that was only a couple of months ago, which tells me that they have like the mechanical stuff and the back end stuff and like the engine and the lighting, all that stuff figured out. It's all done. Modeling is done, and now they're just putting the world together and like creating unique locations and building cities and all that stuff. And then they're gonna have to populate those cities, and they're gonna have to do all that stuff. And I don't know if maybe if they've done the writing for those cities and those factions ahead of time, or if they're gonna make those locations and then like write the story around them, right? I don't know what their creative process is. So like, you know, yeah. How long have I been playing Kenshi? I started playing Kenshi in March of 2020. Yeah. That's true. They may have had someone leave that they need to rehire. That could be the case. Could be the case. It could also be us just sucking the hopium. I understand both. But we'll see. I'm not sure. How long have I been playing Kenshi? Yeah, I've been playing Kenshi since March of 2020. I started playing Kenshi actually at the behest of my friend John, who had been playing it for a couple of months before that. Couple months till like a year before that. And it was really funny, actually, because when he first recommended that I play the game, he was telling me about it, and I just wasn't interested. And then I remember independently, I had actually looked at the trailer for it at one point, and I didn't think it looked very good. I thought, like, the idea was cool, but I was like, it doesn't actually seem like that good. It doesn't really seem that good. And so I was playing it, and I mean, so like I avoided playing. I didn't get it, and then at the time that just before I bought it, it was right when COVID started, and I was working a salaried retail job. I was an assistant store manager for Walmart at the time, and so because I was a salaried manager, I was working, and we were also down another manager. So like I had the entire, I was running the entirety of everything from basically apparel, so like right next to grocery, all the way over to lawn and garden because we were down another assistant. So I was doing the job of two assistants at once. I was running all of apparel. Basically, the only thing that I wasn't running in the store was grocery and front end. That was it. Everything else was mine. And so I was working minimum 13-hour shifts, but most of my shifts were 16 to 17 hours at a day, like per day. And during COVID, it was even worse because we had people calling in and out. We had it was a disaster, and I ended up getting sick. Not with COVID, but like I made myself sick with like burnout. I was I had I ended up getting sick. I got like a really bad sinus infection, but because of COVID, I lost my voice, and they were like, "You're not allowed to come to work. You're not allowed to be here." So they kicked me out for a week, and I got sent home for a week, and got told that I had to, call the doctor, get confirmation. If they said it was if they said it might be COVID, I have to wait 2 weeks. If they said that it's not COVID, then I have to be out for a week. So I got a week off. Boo, very sad, right? Who cares? I was actually really excited about it, but I got a week off, and I finally bit the bullet, and I bought Kenshi, and the first playthrough that I ever did was a guy and his dog, where you start in Bast, and I remember when I loaded into the game, I looked at the landscape, and it's weird because now I look at Kenshi and I'm like, wow, it looks so it's beautiful. It looks so good. It's beautiful. It's raw. Like you can see all the details and the foliage and all that stuff. And I remember at the time thinking that it looked very much low texture, low resolution, simulated, and not really good. And I got past it, and I wandered out of Bast, and I tried to loot the corpse of a Holy Nation soldier who had just died to a United City soldier, and I died pretty fucking terribly, actually. I died really, really bad, and I hated it. I thought the game was trash. I hated it. And then over a couple of weeks of me messing around and like talking with John and him walking me through some of the earlier stuff and like figuring out how to do things, I started to fall in love with it. And then I didn't actually end up making content for it until almost 8 months later. 8 or 9 months later is when I first made my first piece of content for it. We're almost healed up. We're almost healed up. Again, I'm not trying to fully heal these guys. I'm just trying to get us to the point where we can move at like a decent speed, because like we were not moving very fast, and we need to move faster. Rusty's like messed up. So yeah, I hated it, but a couple months, over the course of a couple of months, I fell in love. I did a few playthroughs, and then I started digging into the lore of the game, the history of the game, as I do with pretty much every game that I play that really captivates my attention, and fell in love even more. And then 5 years later, here we are. Yeah, yeah. Five Nobodies is a really good start. Really good start. Yeah, I don't foresee us getting Kenshi 2 until 2027 at the earliest. I hope 2026, like Q4, but I think 2027 is a realistic guess, and I think that a more honest guess would be beginning of 2028. I don't know. It's so up in the air. I wish they'd give us something. Not only for the sake of the fact that like I want to play Kenshi 2 like really fucking bad, but also because every time they even release the slightest amount of information on Kenshi 2, my channel gets like a sizable uptick in engagement and revenue. Everything gets ramped up, and so I could use a boost. I could always use a boost. And it's not just me. There's a lot of the other Kenshi content creators kind of feel the same way. Like we just need something. Please, for the love of God, give us something. It's crazy how games that don't hold your hand tend to really turn people off, but then the more you play and realize it's a great game. EU4, Kenshi, Tarkov. EU4, Kenshi, Tarkov, Dark Souls, Stalker, Elden Ring. Like a lot of those games that are kind of like more unforgiving, that are are tougher, that are designed to really test you. I think it resonates with people because it's people inherently like a challenge, right? Like there's a line that you can cross where it's maybe like too difficult and it really pushes off the vast majority of people. But there's a healthy balance where a game is difficult, but it is also accessible, and people like that. It's a challenge. People want that challenge. They want to have a game that they want to fight about. They want to like talk about. They want to play that gives them a challenge, gives them that adrenaline rush. You know, where you're fighting that boss and you're really giving it everything you got, and then you're one hit from death, they're one hit from death, and you manage to win by a fraction of a second because you managed to clip their hitbox right before they hit you. Like, it's those things that people chase. It's an adrenaline rush. People chase it. They want that, you know? And I think Kenshi gives that to you in many ways, especially as you start like in the early game. And then late game, when you're fighting some of the stronger opponents and you're really testing yourself. Like, it's just great. It's just good. It's just good. I love how I got all of this food and we haven't even really gone through almost any of it. I mean, this is going to keep us fed for a while, for quite the while. It'll be a good time. All right, how are we doing on healing? I mostly just need everyone's legs to be fixed up so they can move at a decent speed. Good. Doing good. Let me just double check everybody. Flick, we'll give you a minute in there. A minute in the heal tank. Far, you two. Oh, Flick's got to put this gorilla down, I'm pretty sure. No, Flick just... What are you doing, Flick? What are you doing? He put the gorilla in the bed. Fantastic. Speaking of food, gotta go eat. Have a good stream. Yeah, no, you. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. We'll probably still be here when you're done if you want to pop back in. I usually stream for about 4 hours at a time, so I'll still, be going for another 3 hours, 20 minutes and change, give or take. Roughly 3.5 hours. Yeah, when you finally get strong enough to mine in peace, quite literally, my lord. All right, once Flick is, once he's moving again, we're gonna head out. This was a successful haul, though. We got a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. All right, we should be able to move at a decent speed now. This gorilla, get up, man. Get up, get up, get up. Need someone to pick him up. Fantastic. All right. Now we can start to head back to base. We've done what we came here to do, which was to fight the tech hunters. We did a pretty good job about that. And I think that we are ready to head out, head back to base. So we're gonna up this way. Guys, can we move as a unit instead of one at a time? I mean, my lord. Yeah, I mean, we got out of this with a lot of good loot, and all those bows, even just those are a win, man. Those are a win. Those are a win. We're gonna have to be careful running through here. Not that I think we're actually in any danger, but there are, beak things and bone wolves and all that stuff. But I think we'll be fine. If we can take an army of tech hunters, we can take them. Who's moving around in here? These, just the hivers, yeah. These guys look like they're finally starting to get up. Some of them are finally up and moving. They're recovering. Yeah. A lot of them are really beat up, but we did what we came to do. We proved that we can fight them, which is the main goal. So we're headed back to Garzumi Keep now. We are off. We're on the road again. On the road again. And we can stop at Catan and probably sell off some of this loot, because I think we are pretty good. Although some of our guys are wanted in several cities, so we do have to be careful about that, but that should be fine. Should be fine. Beak things? These. No, it's a caravan. I have caravan. Nothing I'm worried about. So the goal today is that we're going to head back to Garzumi Keep. We're going to get ourselves all picked up, repaired, replenished, the whole nine. And then we're going to go to war with the Southern Hive. We're going to turn our attention to the Southern Hive, and we're going to go to war with them. Hold on, my daughter's crying. Hold on. Hold on, give me just 1 second. My wife's got it. Had to make sure that the kiddo's okay. I think she probably just had a bad dream. She does that sometimes. She's 4, so she, you know, she has those moments. But if the wife needs me, she'll let me know. All right. So yeah, we're going to war with the Southern Hive, though. That's the goal. I think when we go to war with the Southern Hive, the hardest part's obviously gonna be dealing with King. Oh, gee, taking around. Is gonna be dealing with King, but that's why we have Tiny, because Tiny is effectively just organic King. They have roughly the same stats. King's obviously going to be harder to take down than Tiny would, just by nature of the fact that he is, you know, organic, whereas King is not. But that's okay. And we should be fine. On the road again. Traveling. This is the part. This is what takes so long. But, well, if anybody has any questions about the lore while we're traveling, feel free to ask. I always try to make sure that I open up conversation to discussing the lore. Always happy to do so. Don't think that we have to stick with what's just happening in the playthrough. I love discussing Kenshi lore. One, because it's quite literally like what I'm trying to make my job is talking about Kenshi and Kenshi lore. But also, aside from that, in full transparency, every time I get to go on a lore tangent, it's one more thing I get to clip for later. And I love me some clips. So, if anybody has any questions, let me know. Gray shelf, yeah. Gotta dodge the Leviathans. I don't think we're ready for that. I do not believe we are ready for the Leviathans. I mean, we could probably take one, but yeah, I'm not gonna attempt that. Mess me right up. Lose some doors that way. Got peek things up ahead. Got skin spiders up ahead. Oy vey. Think we can outrun them though. Maybe. Nope, can't outrun that. Okay, we are in full-on assault mode then, I suppose. Skin spiders and beak things. We took out the tech hunters. Can we handle this? Also, I'm a jackass. We left all of our camp beds back there. Why didn't I grab them? I have no idea. We left all of our camp beds. Left them all. Fine, don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. Stupid. Stupid. It looks like only one of us has gone down. That's cool. Honestly, not bad. Not bad. Zay went down, but not bad. They dead, you fools. The other problem, too, is that when you have corpses on the ground like this, it actually attracts other animals because the animals are attracted to the bodies because they want to, you know, eat the bodies. So now we have to get out of here, firstly. Yeah, so they're attracted to the bodies because they want to eat the bodies, which, like, that makes sense. But also, now we got to move ass. What time period do you think Kenshi 2 is going to be? So Kenshi 2 is going to take place right at the end of the Second Empire. I don't think it's going to take place during the Second Empire. I've had a couple people speculate that. The other thing though is that like the Second Empire's fall wasn't like like it happened. It fell apart in like slowly. So like I don't think that we're going to be like post Second Empire where like the world is freshly reeling from like whatever happened in during that situation. I think what's more likely is that we're gonna be the Second Empire has collapsed. There is still a portion of the empire that is attempting to maintain its control, but it's slowly receding. Like they're losing ground. I don't think it's going to be like the Empire is still fully functional. I think we're going to be seeing the dying gasps of the Second Empire because the game is going to take place roughly 1,000 years past. But I also know that they don't want to change the overall like feel and vibe of Kenshi too much. We know the tech is going to be elevated slightly, but it's not going to be elevated to the point where like it feels like it's a whole leagues above what it was in Kenshi 1. So I think when you take all of that stuff into consideration, it's probably going to be tail end of the Second Empire as the Empire's falling out. You see them attempting their best to hang on to like their land and their territories, but it's just not working. People have given up. They've given up. It's not going to be the Age of Chaos. I'm gonna burst your bubble right now. Chris has been pretty upfront about when it's going to take place. It's 1,000 years past, tail end of the Second Empire. Age of Chaos is pre-Second Empire, so it's thousands of years back. And also based on the things that we can infer and the evidence we have in game, the Age of Chaos was a nuclear winter, so there's probably not much in the way of functional during that time. It was effectively an ice age caused by nuclear winter. All right, so we're able to move again. Good. Continue our journey home. Gotta pay better attention. I walked right into that skin spider ambush. Gotta pay better attention. That was on me. Turn depth of field off for this. It would be cool to have something in the Age of Chaos, but I just don't foresee that happening. It's definitely not going to be Kenshi 2, and in terms of future titles, I definitely don't foresee it happening. I do, obviously it's way too early to be speculating about this kind of stuff, but I do wonder if after Kenshi 2 comes out, like what is Lo-Fi going to do? They're going to spend a little bit of time, like obviously maintaining and running and updating Kenshi 2. And there's been talks that they're going to try and port Kenshi 1 and remaster Kenshi 1 over to the new engine. Even if they do that, I wonder what their next major project is going to be. Obviously, like I said, I think a remaster of Kenshi 1 is not only on the table. They haven't like talked about it as in like it's a hypothetical. They're like, hey, we're gonna do it eventually, but they let us decide what they were gonna work on first, and most people see Kenshi 2. So, but granted, that was back when they were gonna move over to Ogre Engine 2, like the new Ogre engine. They have since moved to Unreal 4 and then again moved to Unreal 5. So the plans could very well have changed in that regard. But I know at one point that the plan was to remaster Kenshi 1 on a more stable engine. And that would actually iron out a lot of the bugs that Kenshi 1 has, because Kenshi 1's bugs are primarily due to engine limitations more than anything else. So what are the hivers? Who created them and why? Well, there's a couple scenarios as to where the hivers could have come from, and I've talked about them pretty much at length in several of my videos. The one proposed option is that the hivers are the native inhabitants of Kenshi. That is very possible. I will never discount that theory. I personally don't subscribe to it. I don't believe they're natives, but I can understand why people would think that. And then there's the theory that I proposed a couple of years ago that's become pretty popular, is that the Bugmaster made the hivers, or even just not even necessarily the Bugmaster, but the hivers were made by the Second Empire. The Bugmaster is in the theory. I think that might be why he has such a grudge against Catlan and like how that happened. But even if you take him out of the equation, I still think that the hivers were made during the Second Empire in a similar fashion to the way that the Shek were created, but more aggressively, right? So like, where the hell am I? This is not where I'm trying to go. In a similar fashion to the way that the Shek were made by the Second Empire. So if oh fuck, bone wolves, can we outrun them? Yeah, we can. I gotta get down to this paint shop, and then I'm gonna. Now I could probably make it home here. I don't think I need to rest up. I think we'll be fine. Okay, so Kenshi has a general theme that I've noticed throughout the course of like looking in and researching the lore, and that's that most, if not all, of the life on Kenshi has some kind of root in humanity. Not necessarily that all of them come from humans, like directly, like they used to be human, but like humans had a direct hand in everything, right? I'll give you an example. The humans are obviously descended from the humans of the First Empire. We have that baseline human. Okay. The Shek are believed to have been humans that were genetically modified and turned, to be more aggressive, more durable, and all that stuff during the Second Empire. So they used to be human, they were modified, and over 1,000+ years, those genetic manipulations ended up causing an evolutionary branch off where they became a new species. Or a new genus. We don't really know how separated from humans they are anymore, but we do know that they are separated. So, evolutionary branch off. Oh shit, we got gorilla bandits. Here's what I'm gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna have everyone haul ass over here except for Zagan, Golem, Kenji, and Tiny. You guys stay here and fight. So like an evolutionary branch off. Anybody actually getting hit by these fools? How strong are they? Can we probably just pummel them, right? Yeah, fuck it. We'll just beat their ass. Beat the ass. Hopefully there's no beat things around. We're right by the base anyway. Worst case, we just have to carry a couple people back. Yeah, no big deal. So where was I? Oh yeah, so Shek were humans that were modified, and then over the course of a couple thousand years, the modifications caused an evolutionary branch off, and they became their own species. Similarly, the skeletons were literally made by humans. They were created by humans. They're not humans, but they were created by humans. And so when you look at that, and you look at all of those major races, the playable races at the very least, you find that pattern that they were all made by humans, and then you have the hybers, and it's like, okay, well, if they weren't made by humans, it kind of throws off the whole like foundation that like every other race seems to be built off of. And in addition to that, when they showed up in the timeline was too convenient for like how they function. And I apologize if I'm kind of like spitting this out weirdly. During the fall of the Second Empire, Catlon was facing a number of issues in his empire that were causing his paranoia, or that were a byproduct of his paranoia. He was facing issues with the cannibals to the north. Okay, he had just had a massive exodus of people in the form of the Holy Nation who had left the Second Empire. And like fled the area due to the oppressive regime and him cracking down on them. He had a mass famine that was causing people to starve to death. He had loyalty problems. People were, there was the Exodus. There was other skeletons that were turning against him. People were starting to leave. The Empire was giving up. Skeletons were going to the Deadlands in exile. I mean, like, people were just giving up. And also, some of the environments in Kenshi had become tainted, whether due to crop tainting, whether due to the nuclear explosion. Because if I get one more person tell me I said nuclear wrong, I know I said it wrong. I don't consciously do it. I'm sorry. The nuclear explosion in the grid that left a lot of the area uninhabitable and unworkable. And the Hybers showed up at the end of the Second Empire, and they were perfectly designed to deal with all of those problems. They are very subservient because they're controlled by the pheromones of the queen. The queen is built with an incubator that seems to imply that she was a created like piece of tech, right? Like she was a bioorganic creation because she's literally got technological engineering, and like the incubator and stuff is built into her body. And she seemingly doesn't age, which I can prove that too, or I can't prove it, but I can back it up. And so they are incredibly subservient. They are perfectly fit to deal with radiation, with acid rain, all that stuff. They are worker drones. They are they have workers, soldiers, and like delegators, managers. So they're a subservient workforce that requires very little food, that can eat rotten food, and that can perfectly, handle all of the negative environments of Kenshi that Catalan was dealing with at the time. It deals with the issue of loyalty. It deals with the issue of a workforce. It deals with the issue of food. It deals with the issue of attrition. Like, they all deal with all of those problems, and they're so perfectly aligned for all of the issues Catalan was facing right at the time that they showed up, which is why I think that they used to be human, and that they were created for that purpose. Now, in addition to that, the skeletons of Black Desert City comment about them as if they were human. And that would make sense if this all happened at the end of the Second Empire, when, all of this stuff was going on, because a lot of the skeletons had already, given up on Catlaw. They had already given up on the Empire. They had left. They were done. So that would make sense in that degree. The reason why I think the Bugmaster might be involved as well is because we know that he has a grudge against Catlan, right? And we know that he has an army of skin spiders. Now, interestingly, when you look at skin spiders, let me see if I can pull up a picture of one, actually. Kenshi skin spider up close. Yeah, that's a good. Ew. Hold on. Okay. Wow, too big. Okay. So when you look at a skin spider, you notice something really weird about it, which is that it's got these like human hands, and it vaguely almost kind of looks like a mutated human. Like, it doesn't look super like native. Like, it's got literal arms and like legs in the back that are dangling down, and then it's got, like the head. It just has like a vaguely human look to it. And it's also using the same textures that the hivers use. Like, it's using very similar textures. And so my thought, the thought behind the theory was basically that the Bugmaster was a geneticist during the Second Empire. And he was the geneticist that also created the Shek. And he did that by experimenting ethically, right? Because during the early days of the Empire, Catlan was pretty sane. And so his experimentation on people would have been done in a more ethical way. And I say ethical in the sense that, like, he wasn't, like kidnapping and doing all that stuff, but he was doing small experiments and then moving on to human trials after they were safe. So first they're trying to make a group of people that would become the enforcers. They want them to be more aggressive, stronger, bigger, physically tougher, more durable. And in order to do that, he experiments on some of the animals that are around. So he starts experimenting on the dogs and the wolves of the area first, right? Animal testing, dogs, bulls, goats, stuff like that. And he starts messing with their genes, and he makes dogs that are more aggressive, that are more durable, that are tougher. Same thing with bulls. He maybe experiments on the bulls to make them tougher, like more physically tough. And then he experiments on the dogs to make them more aggressive. And once he figures out that gene sequence, he implements it on people. Right? And when he does that, he creates the enforcers. But there was testing that was done before, and the manipulations were very small. They were very small manipulations, just enough to make them, again, have that genetic predisposition to being tougher, have that genetic predisposition to being more aggressive. And I can get into why I think he did that with the enforcers on a different tangent. But now, fast forward to the end of the Second Empire, towards the end of the Second Empire. He is in full batshit paranoia mode at this point. He is, he's lost it. He's gone full bananas, full banananas. He's paranoid. He's scared. His people are leaving. Everything's going wrong. He's got all these problems that he doesn't know how to fix. But then it occurs to him, he's done this before. He's done genetic manipulation to fix his problems before. It kind of worked. He's done it once. Why can't he do it again? But this time he doesn't have that safe animal testing, and these are not small alterations. Instead, he's like, before he enthralls his own people, that was the last straw, right? But before he enthralls his own people, he tries to forcibly enthrall the humans first. And the way he does that is he tries to manipulate their genes to be more subservient, easily controlled, able to resist the effects of Kenshi's harsh terrain, able to eat food even when it's spoiled and rotten due to plague and famine. They are, not quite as durable, but they are easily replicable, easily replaceable, and more importantly, losing a limb isn't like a big deal. He manipulates the human body to an extreme that he's never done before, and that's how the hybers come from, right? The problem is that when he does this, the geneticist that's doing it was on board during the course of the Shek because it was done ethically, but now it's not being done ethically. And as he's doing this, you've got genetic rejects, these disgusting, abominations that were created over the course of this rigorous experimentation. And that's where you get the skin spiders from. Those are the rejects, the ones that didn't pan out. And so Catlon fully gives up on his the whole situation. Everybody recedes, the Empire falls apart, Catlon goes into the Ashlands with his generals, and the Bugmaster, who's a geneticist, manages to tamper with his own genes and give himself an extended lifespan. And then he commits himself to getting justice for those that were experimented on during the course of these unhinged, unregulated, unethical trials. And he does so by breeding the skin spiders, and he wants to use an army of skin spiders to attack Catlon as a form of both penance for him, but also as a way to get justice for all of the original skin, the humans that were experimented on to make the skin spiders in the first place, as justice for these harsh and unethical experiments that were done on people. I am of the mind, and that particular portion of it may be off base, but I am very much of the mindset that Catlon created the hybers because the time they showed up is too perfect. They're so perfectly designed to fit every single issue that the Second Empire was facing at the exact moment they showed up. There's no record of them before the end of the Second Empire, and when they showed up, they were perfectly equipped to deal with every problem the Empire was facing. I find that hard to believe as just a mere coincidence. I just can't get behind that line of thinking. I find it more likely that they were designed that way. They were designed to be perfect for all of those issues because they were created specifically to deal with those issues. So that is my thought on the hybers. With that being said, hi stream. Sorry, I was on a tangent, so I didn't get a chance to say hi. But how you doing? Well, and that's the thing. Like, people are like, oh, if they were natives, the skeletons would probably recognize them. But even if they, some people are like, oh, well, maybe they came from another land or another continent, or maybe they were underground and the water levels lowering during the end of the Second Empire, which, by the way, they didn't lower at the end of the Second Empire. They lowered afterward, in 1,000 years afterwards. But, they finally surfaced, or they came over from another continent. But, like, you're going to tell me that the First Empire, the civilization that was able to use highly advanced tech like space terraforming devices, space elevators, terraforming devices, create AI, had massive mega superstructures, didn't colonize the entire moon. They only colonized one continent on the moon. I find that far less likely than experimentation, I find that to be more of a cope than the experimentation run, because at least the experimentation run, it's like, oh, wait, no, that we have evidence to back that up, whereas the other one's just like, oh, no, they probably came from another continent. But you're going to tell me that the First Empire, who made the skeletons, didn't have skeletons on other continents? Like, they only colonized this one continent right here, not the entire moon? I find that far less likely. I just can't get behind that line of thinking. Can't do it. Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense. So that's where we are with that. And again, I think the skeletons would recognize them. The fact that they don't is another indicator to me that like that's not the case. What's up with the reprogramming workshop? I know the air robots are first Empire. My guess is the second was trying to convert loyalists without thralling them, and they ended up like thralls anyway. Maybe there's a belief that so we know that they're first Empire because of the colors. First Empire robots were green. Second Empire robots, specifically like police bots, which that's what they were in the Second Empire because they were soldier bots. Second Empire soldier bots were like grayish black, right? Like Agnew, Second Empire police. The green color is more than likely First Empire. I don't think that they were the Second Empire was trying to reprogram them. I genuinely think that the Deadlands was largely off limits during the Second Empire. I think that there wasn't much activity or building or anything like that going on there because otherwise, why would the skeletons of the Second Empire retreat into the Deadlands to escape persecution after the fall of the Second Empire if they were actively using the Deadlands? It only makes sense if the Deadlands were kind of barren at the time. I think it's more likely that the airbots were in a reprogramming workstation during the First Empire. The fall happened, and they got locked in there, and they eroded and went crazy. I think that's more likely. They eroded and went crazy over thousands of years because the Deadlands were largely abandoned, or at least not being used by the First Empire. I mean, by the Second Empire. Because again, after the fall of the Empire, skeletons retreated to the Deadlands to escape persecution. And they did it because organic life can't go there, really. Not like in lore, you know. It's a heavily acidic, dangerous area. So organic life doesn't go there. But it wouldn't make sense for them to retreat there if there was also a Second Empire presence there, you know. That wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't make any sense. Okay, I need to reorganize my squads back into position. Constructs, Kenshi. Willows, yeah, Tiny. Dagon, Golem. My Slayer's back up. Yep, right up here. Beep. Bonesy, Grimdark, Steve, Cole, Bobby. Fantastic. Sensational. Awesome. So we're back to work. Are Iron Spiders part of the First Empire, not the Second? If they had a use during the Second Empire, I couldn't tell you what it is. I mean, they probably did have some kind of a use during the Second Empire, but they were made during the First. No skeletons were made. Or no skeletons or machines were made during the Second Empire. None. There was none. They lost that tech when the First Empire fell, and the skeletons can only repurpose tech they have their hands on. They can only use tech they have their hands on, and that tech was destroyed and fell apart before the fall of the First Empire or after the fall of the First Empire. They can't recreate technology. There's no evidence to suggest that they can recreate tech. They can only repurpose and salvage tech they already have. It's kind of like the skeletons are incapable of truly creating anything. Not in that way. They don't have the kind of, they don't have imagination or innovation in that way. It's just not something they have. So I want to see what's the knight armor. What does the knight armor look like? It's badass. Who is the spider for? Who is the spider for men for? Are you saying who are the iron spiders from? Because like originally they were probably used for like transportation and shit like that during the First Empire. And then if I recall, and don't quote me on this because it's been a while since I've been over to this side of the map, I'm pretty sure at the end here there's a whole workshop where they get made. And there's a skeleton that is for a First Empire skeleton that's gone batshit crazy that is like the Spider Master that's over here. But I'm pretty sure there's a First Empire workshop right up here. Salvage bots, yeah, they have the cutter arms, so I'm pretty sure, yeah, they were salvaging, they were cutting, they were transporting, that kind of stuff. Yeah, Eric's got a good point. They do have that that cutter arm. Scared of iron spiders you can outrun at level 0? Dude, I have no idea what you're talking about, man. Those spiders move fast as hell. They move fast as hell. I have been outrun by those fucking things in the Deadlands more times than I care to count. Those things can move. Right, where is Rush Day? I want to make this armor and see what it looks like. This knight armor, I'm curious as to what it looks like. I'm not going to use it, but I'm curious as to what it looks like. What are the stats on it? It's terrible. Yeah, I'm curious as to what it looks like. Yeah, I mean, they move, man. Oof, they move. I wish I could ride an Iron Spider. I also wish I could ride a beak thing. I'd ride a beak thing in the battle all day, every day. I wouldn't even feel bad about it. I need to get food for my constructs to feed to the golems. So I gotta grab some bread. I feed them a steady supply of bread when we're back at base. They just sit here and eat bread all day. The armored gorillas. These guys, how are they doing? They're teenagers? Yeah, we need them to be adults. That's what we need. We need adult gorillas. Oh, you're still being held by Ridley. Okay, Ridley, you need to go drop this gorilla off. Fantastic. Sensational. Oh, God, I swear to God, dude, I run around in the Deadlands and I get absolutely chased down by the fucking things. They chase me right down. They chase me right down every time. I saved twice. I have my emergency save. In the event that I ever accidentally save over one of the main file, I've got to have an emergency save. Okay, so Rusty, how you doing? You still making this thing? Yeah, a couple hours left. Vishu, you have some stuff that you can put in the research bench. Perfect. Simply perfect. Then actually we can put some of this stuff in here as well. With these legs, fantastic. Left leg. What leg did Grimdark lose? What limb does he lose? Does he not have? Is it a left leg? It's a left leg. Interesting, interesting. I think I'm gonna run with this one instead. It's not quite as like high quality, but it's good. Good. Athletics, swimming plus max HP is 100. This one is 110. Oh no, we're gonna go with the better. Yeah, that was better. Fantastic. There are different marks. Irons are slower, but guard spiders can book it or vice versa. Can you tell us about Stobe Sacrifice? Stobe's Sacrifice, we don't know a ton about it. We know there's obviously two areas named after him. One's Stobe's Gamble, one's Stobe's Garden. Stobe's Garden was primarily underwater, not the whole place, but a lot of it was underwater during the Second Empire. So, to be honest, there's a chance that Stobe might have been underwater during the Second Empire. Like, he may have been under the ground. I don't necessarily think so. I think it was mostly just filled with water, but... So Stobe is laying on the crags over here, and nearby there's a device that looks like it could have been like a missile or some kind of like fission device or something along those lines. Whatever was going on, it's implied the skeletons were about to like fully kill all organic life, right? Like they weren't going to destroy the moon as a whole for everything, but they were going to make sure that no organic life was going to be around anymore. They were donezo. They were donezo. They were going to finish and fully wipe out the first empire, and it was going to be done and over with. And Stobe, the last of the behemoths, for whatever reason, we don't know why he wasn't dead from obedience or anything like that. We have no indication as to what his deal was or why he wasn't dead, but Stobe stepped in, and it appears that he stopped the device, but in doing so, ended up dying. And which is why he's found nearby the device. We don't know what he did. We don't really have full context, but he stopped whatever it was, and died. And in doing so, because he was technically the offended party, right? The skeletons were rising up against the First Empire in response to what happened to the behemoths. So a behemoth choosing to stop the annihilation of humanity is kind of a big fucking deal when you think about it, like when you think about it in those terms, because the offended party was like, hey, no, we can't wipe out humanity. And when they did that, the skeletons kind of like snapped to their senses and was like, oh no, we fucked up. And that ended up being the basis for a lot of skeletons seemingly taking their own lives. The Age of Chaos happened shortly after. The thing that I think is important is that the reason why I think this is important is because the Age of Chaos was very clearly a nuclear winter. We know that because the water levels on Kenshi rose, the place was covered in ice, and then when it all thawed, that's why the water levels in Kenshi rose as a result of a nuclear winter, because the entire place is covered in ice. The ice thaws after the Age of Chaos, after this nuclear winter occurs, and then the water levels rise in response, and that's why the water levels during the Second Empire were higher. What I think happened was the last of humanity, the last of the First Empire, the human survivors, had congregated here in Stobe's Garden, right? In Stobe's Gamble and all that stuff. They had congregated into this area, and by sacrificing himself, by stopping this device, humans were able to use this area as like a Garden of Eden, essentially, as like an ark, is a Kenshi equivalent to the Ark, to ride out the nuclear winter in this area. And the rest of Kenshi was just completely covered in ice and inhabitable in its entirety. And this area was like was a garden. It was a Garden of Eden for the remnants of humanity, because that was the last nuclear device to go off. He didn't stop the nuclear device. He stopped the last nuclear device from taking out the last area that was safe for humans. Whereas everything else became uninhabitable for any organic life during the duration of this nuclear winter. Stove's Garden became a literal Garden of Eden for the remains of humanity, which is why humanity was able to persist all the way to the modern day, when skeletons had very clearly almost wiped them out. And crabs. Don't forget about the crabs. All right, let's see what we got for research. Is there anything in here that we want to mess with right now, or are we fine? We're sitting at 22 people right now, guys. Do remember to like the stream. It does help with getting people in here as well. Dexterity training. Yes, we need that. Turret training. We're going to need that as well. Yeah, assassin training. Yeah, do remember to like the stream. It helps, move things along. As always, my end goal is to get to break our all-time high. Our all-time high record was 78 people in stream. We've had 70, 75 a few times since then, but we haven't been able to cross that 78 threshold. Is today the day that we get 79, 80 people in here? That would be pretty awesome. That would be pretty awesome. So like the stream, share the stream, do the whole nine. See if we can get to that nice 80 number. Nice healthy 80. Say healthy. Is there any lore origin theory for the Leviathans? I think the Leviathans are the only actual native creatures of Kenshi that are still around. I think that if any creature has a propensity for being native, it is the Leviathans. Every other creature seems to have either some kind of weird, human-y look to them, even beak things. Have you ever seen a beak thing from, overhead? Have you ever seen a beak thing, from top down? They look like human skin stretched over a skull. It's all fucking weird. It's gross. But every creature seems to be, similar to something we know, right? Like the raptors are similar to things that we know. They kind of look like a lizard or like a dinosaur. The pack bulls look like bulls. The goats are goats. The bone dogs are dogs. Crabs are crabs. Land bats look like bats. Gorillas look like big hairy gorillas. The only things that don't look like they have some kind of human origin, or they originate from something we're familiar with, are the Garus and the Leviathans. They look purely alien. When I look at a Garu, I'm like, that's a fucking alien. When I look at a Leviathan, I'm like, that's a fucking alien. When I look at a pack bull, I'm like, no, that's just like a variant of a bull, like an alien-esque version of a bull. When I look at a bone dog, it's just a dog with armor. When I look at, a goat's just a goat. The Leviathans and the Garu are the only things in terms of fauna to me that screams oh shit, no, they may actually be from Kenshi, whereas everything else I think was either brought in and then evolved either due to you know, genetic tampering or just natural evolution with the original colony that came here during, you know, the founding of the First Empire. For whatever reason, you know, we don't know why they brought them. They could have brought them for food. They could have brought them for a myriad of reasons. But the Leviathans strike me as being one of, if not the only true native, with the Garu being a potential as well. Everything else just it looks too similar to what we know. Too similar to you know, human animals, for terrestrial animals, you know? Plot twist, Stove just wanted to save the crabs and the humans were a side effect. That's why he saved the area specifically. Yeah, man, he just wanted to save the crabs. Fuck everybody else. He just wanted the crabs. Stobe was the original crab king. Confirmed? I think so. My guy was walking around with giant metal crab pauldrons. Makes total sense. Makes total sense. How are we doing, guys? Everybody's healed up good? That's good, because pretty soon we're going to be going out on another run. Although this gorilla is pretty messed up. We may have to leave the tiny gorillas behind. That's fine, though. What do we have? Rusty has all of... Or Rusty... Was it Rusty? No, it was, James. James has all these lovely ranged weapons that I'm going to be giving to my construct here. Raid. 26 people in the stream so far. Thank you, guys. I hope everyone who joined is enjoying themselves. All right, so he had a falling sun that I took off of Stream's corpse after he died. We're going to take that back, though. And we're going to give him this bag. And this shoots what, longs? Yeah, longs. We're going to give him all the long. Perfect. Perfect. Can't learn that yet? What not? Advanced Ancient Outpost requirements. It requires the blueprints for the blueprint? That's stupid. That's technology requirements not met. Maybe I have to research it first. Okay, not that I plan on building that particular thing, but still. All right, so I'm gonna put the rest of this ranged equipment in this box over here. Talking to Kenshi. There's nobody even knows what this game said. Yeah, so Kenshi's funny to me because it's one of those games. Oh, no, you go back and do your job. Kenshi's funny to me because it's one of those games where you either know it and love it or you have never fucking heard of it before. There's no in between. There is no in between. I've never heard someone say, oh, Kenshi, I don't like it. It's always either Kenshi, I bought it and then spent 800 hours in the game and don't even realize how, or what is Kenshi? I've never heard someone be like, Kenshi, yeah, I don't like it. It's always either I love it or I don't know what Kenshi is. I've never heard someone say anything other than those two things, which is funny. One could say that they could do a better job at marketing, for sure. I wish... I've proposed this idea a few times, and you know, recently when they were doing the hiring for the new community manager, they ended up hiring a guy named Josh, who's doing a very good job, by the way, doing a very, very good job. No shade. I don't want this to sound like shade or anything. I had a lot of really good ideas that I was ready to throw at them. I had applied for the position. I ended up getting passed up. Makes total sense too. Josh has 10 years of experience in community management specifically, compared to me, so like it made total sense. Not mad about it in the slightest, but. You know, one of the ideas I was going to pitch them was about ideas for marketing where they could market without doing without their fear of revealing too much, because they have that fear of revealing too much, right? That's like one of the things that they always talk about. They don't want to reveal too much or anything because they don't want to spoil it. And like I get that, but there's marketing that you can do. There's marketing that you can do that doesn't require you to spoil things. You just got to get a little creative about it. And I had a couple really good ideas that I was going to throw them. And like I was talking about them today, actually, with Pato on stream. Him and I were shooting the shit about it and the things that they could have done, that they could do. And I think it would have worked out really fucking good. But they ended up, you know, they went with somebody else. So I know that sometimes Dan and some of the other guys over at Lo-Fi watch my streams, and I also know that they watch my videos. They've commented on them a few times. So if any of you guys are ever lurking in my stream, please send me an email. I have a couple of really good fucking ideas for you guys. that I think would help out with marketing quite well. If there's one thing I do know, it's marketing. I've worked in, sales and marketing for fucking 10, 15 years. High profile sales and marketing for 10, 15 years. So I do know sales. I do know marketing. If there's one thing I can help you with, it's that aspect of it. And I know how to do it without damaging the idea that you don't reveal anything. So, just fucking maybe hit me up, guys. I got an idea, and it's a great one because it involves leveraging some other creators and working with the community, which no one's ever going to be upset about a games company working with the community more. It's a win-win for everything. So I do have ideas. What I wanted them to do was I wanted them to reach out. There's a specific YouTuber that goes by the name of Asian Fanboy. And he makes Kenshi-related animations in Blender. And his art style is, firstly, fucking gorgeous. He's made tons of animations. He actually just dropped one the other day. Pato was actually the voice of Catlon in one of those animations. And he did a hell of a good job in it. But he does stellar work. Really good work. And what I wanted to pitch them was reach out to Asian Fanboy. Make him sign an NDA. For obvious reasons, right? Do whatever you got to do. Get him to sign an NDA and hire him to create a trailer, an animated trailer for Kenshi 2. But in the trailer, only show the stuff about Kenshi 2 that we've already seen, right? Show the new building models we've already seen, the armor concepts we've seen, right? Stuff we've already seen. But make it a trailer for Kenshi 2 and maybe drop tiny little hints, little tiny things. Nothing that is like jumps out and grabs your attention, but things that the community can like take the trailer and analyze really, really thoroughly and start creating content about the trailer, analyzing it, trying to figure out what is going on with Kenshi 2 with the trailer. Because firstly, no matter what Lo-Fi does, if they put out anything, it increases the search rate for Kenshi significantly, right? Significantly. They put out that interview back in May that gave us literally no information. It was just Chris and Nat talking about making Kenshi and like they're answering like would you rather questions and stuff like that about Kenshi and like things we already knew. Nothing was revealed. That's why nobody made content on it really. And yet the search results for Kenshi went through the fucking roof. Through the roof. My channel, both me, Pato, Muffin, all of us saw a massive uptick in our Kenshi content when that video dropped, and it gave them nothing. So we know that even if there's no actual information in the trailer, it's still going to increase hype for Kenshi. It's still going to increase searching, all that stuff, right? So you put in little tiny details in the background, things for the community to speculate about. And you effectively, without making us wait 10 years after you drop it, you effectively pull a Bethesda where you release the trailer and everyone spends the next year or two dissecting the shit out of that trailer. Dissecting the hell out of that trailer. And when they do, it drives up engagement. It gets creators on board. You get to pay Asian Fanboy to do it, which is something that everyone in the community is going to love, because who doesn't love when a games company utilizes its community for marketing and helps, like gets them on board and gets them involved and pays them for it. It gets the community to make content which generates hype for the game, so you don't have to spend money on marketing, because all you like beyond the cost of the trailer itself, because the community will do it for you. And it just paints a really good look for them, and it gives us something to look at and to speculate on without damaging their original mission statement that they weren't going to reveal anything because they don't want to spoil anything. They don't have to, but they can still put out an animated trailer that maybe gives us tiny little clues that we can spend the next year, 2 years speculating on while we're waiting. And again, it gets the community on board. It gets the other creators on board. It also, not only does it get us on board and have us help generate hype and revenue for the game and like build up momentum for the game, but also it helps build revenue for all of the Kenshi creators that are out here keeping the game alive while Lo-Fi is not telling us anything. Because without the community keeping the game alive, like, it's not like Lo-Fi's putting out statements. It's not like they're telling us stuff, which, like, again, I get. I'm not, like, shitting on them for. I'm just saying that, like, the reason why Kenshi is still even remotely in, the position that it's in culture-wise is because the community is keeping it alive. And so now you're creating an opportunity where you're both getting them on board You're feeding the community with more stuff they can do, generating hype, and you're increasing the paychecks of all the content creators that have kept your game alive while we're waiting for Kenshi 2. I don't think there's any downside to doing that. So that's kind of my pitch. That's what I would love to tell them. I'd love to help them with. I'd love to set it up. But whether they do it or not, that's up to them. But I do think it's a solid idea to say, not to toot my own horn, but I do think it is a solid idea. So, no. All right, that got made. So let's see how this looks. So it's gonna be on beep, so it's gonna be a little small, but that's okay because it means it won't be as warped by the chonginess of my dwarves. Not that I plan on wearing it again. I just want to see what it looks like. Not great. Not great. Doesn't look very good. It doesn't look very good. Also, Rusty made this? My dude has, like... What are the odds that he makes a shoddy knight armor? He has a fucking 87 in his armor smithing. Jesus. Okay, well, that sucks. But, yeah, not great. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. We're gonna drop that on the floor. That's where that goes. Okay, I think everyone's rested up, which is good. And I think that we now take this opportunity to attack the Southern Hive. I think that's what we do. We attack the Southern Hive. So, we're going to form up. And yeah, we're going to form up and we're going to attack the Southern Hive. So we got to get everybody back into a squad. Lord Grimdark up here. We're going to take all of our Slayers with us again, obviously. Our Golems, obviously. Tiny. I think yeah, we'll take the Gorillos. We'll take the Gorillos. I was considering leaving them at home. But I think doing so would be detrimental to their growth. Plus, this is the Southern Hive. The Southern Hive is not. They're nasty. They're nasty. So I want to make sure that they're going to be able to. I don't want to run that risk. I don't want to run that risk. The Southern Hive is nasty. What are the stats on the Gorillos? So Tiny's got great stats, but the other ones, the stats are like, they're teens. They're not even adults yet. So their attack is kind of low, but their strength, dex, toughness are okay. I mean, they survived the Tech Hunter fights. One of them is injured, so I'm thinking maybe leaving the injured one behind because he's going to slow us right down. He's not going to be of any help. I think we're going to leave him behind. And then that one as well. That one's not as injured, but again, I don't think they're going to slow us down. All right. Off we go. Off we go. Hold position. Get everybody all together. Bonesy, what are you doing? Izzy, what are you doing? Get food? Yeah, they're getting food. I think Bonesy's stuck. All right. Should have plenty of food on Kenshi. A lot of bread. What I am going to do, actually, I'm going to go load up Zagan with some rations as well. That should be enough. We should be fine. We're not going that far. Honestly, we went farther when we attacked the, oh shit, well, actually, we'll close that up real fast. Not that the crabs are a danger, but we went farther when we attacked the Tech Hunters. And this one, we're going across this bridge over here, and then we're going to go up the path right here into the Royal Hive. So we're going right up by the Royal Hive. This one, the Tech Hunters had me nervous for sure. This one I'm actually more scared of. This one's going to be much more of a challenge. They have King, and King is dangerous, man. I am actually far more concerned about King. Though my plan is to have Tiny focus on King. But we got to secure our borders before we go to war with like the Shek and all of them. We've got to secure our borders. Yeah, they have a lot of enemy units. A lot of the enemy units have really good stats. And again, Tiny, who usually like does a lot of the heavy lifting for us in these fights, is going to be busy because it's going to take Tiny and Golem together to take down King. I don't foresee them being able to drop him like by themselves. Golem for sure. Tiny could probably give him a run for his money, but the sheer fact that that Tiny is organic versus King, who is non-organic, is enough to make me think that it's going to require them both. So our two heaviest hitters are going to be tied up fighting King, which is obviously scary. Obviously scary. So I'm actually gonna save it. And the emergency save. Perfect. Yeah, so we're gonna have to be really careful on that. Really careful on that. That's okay. So we're headed up into the Royal Valley. We're probably gonna have a couple of smaller skirmishes with the hivers on the way there. But that's okay, because we can use that as an opportunity to kind of gauge where we stand against them in terms of raw strength. They are going to be armored pretty heavily compared to vanilla, because I have the Southern Hive expanded. So they're going to have like that hive or plate mail on that you get from that mod. So they are going to be dangerous for sure. So we are on the move, though. We are on the move. Well, we're traveling. I'm going to take the opportunity to do my obligatory plug. If anybody is interested, if you becoming a channel member, it's only $2.99, and in doing so, you get access to a Discord that is exclusive to my channel members. It has also as well some other YouTubers in there. Patastrophe is in there. Muffin Top is in there. Frankie Was Here is in there. And we're consistently adding to that, so it's a place you can connect with other content creators, ask questions, all that stuff, hang out. And then in addition to all of that, you get a special badge in chat, exclusive polls. I'm going to be doing some giveaways here real soon in the Discord to channel members. And you get a shout out at the beginning of all of my long form videos, that little screen at the beginning that thanks everybody as well, so your name will be listed on that. And then your name changes color depending on how long you've been a channel member. So something to consider if anybody is interested, and it's only $2.99. I really wanted to make sure that it was you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. I don't want to have something that's like egregiously priced or anything like that. Some people have like really fucking ludicrous memberships that I just don't frankly understand. I'd rather have low cost, big rewards, more incentive and whatnot. And I name a dwarf. I'll name a dwarf after you. That's another thing, is I tend to name my my dwarves after some of my community members. So it's always something to consider. Always something to consider. All right, we have arrived in the Royal Hive. Take these boys down. I'm actually, again, I was nervous before the Tech Hunters. I'm very nervous on this one. The Southern Hive is no fucking joke. And King is actually, like, not exaggerating, King is the strongest NPC in the game. He is the strongest NPC in the game. Yeah, he's a monster. Excluding maybe a Leviathan, King is the strongest NPC, like named unique NPC in the game. Dude's a monster. Dude's an absolute monster. Because not only is he a machine, not only does he have crazy stats, but he's also considered an animal in the world files, which means that he attacks at such a rapid pace that it stagger locks most enemies, so even martial artists can't dodge. They just get repeatedly stagger locked because he attacks so quickly. So we're headed in. We're headed in towards the hive. Very nervous. We may not become... Not all of us are going to be coming out of this. I really feel like... I thought one or two of us were going to die during the Flats Lagoon siege, but I think if any of us are going to die during anything, it's going to be this one. All right, combat has started with the drone guards. Oh, they're not wearing the plate mail. I wonder why that is. I think my my vanilla armor's expanded mod actually overwrites that. Well, kudos to me. That works out. They're not wearing heavy armor. That works out. All right, drone guards. The fight begins. So these guys shouldn't be too difficult. We might take a couple of hits, but we should be fine. We should be more than equipped to deal with this. But this will give us a gauge as to how we stand against them. And to be honest, not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. That bodes well for us. That bodes very well for us. Pole hammers? Nice. Nice. Yeah, he has. Yeah, I mean, he's ridiculous. King is ridiculous. He's going to be a serious threat, which is why I'm going to have to put our two strongest guys on him. And even then, I don't know if they're going to be able to take him. It might take the collective power of all of our golems and Tiny. King is no joke. He is a monster, quite literally and figuratively. He's no joke. So we're going to have to work really hard on him. But if we can deal with King, we should be okay. Yeah, King's. I mean, all the skeletons have been around since the First Empire. No skeletons were made during the Second Empire. That tech was lost. There's no evidence to suggest that new skeletons were made during the Second Empire. None. As far as we know, the Floodlands, which was the area that the skeletons were being made, was underwater, and the tech was completely inaccessible during the Second Empire. So King has been around since the First. His original purpose, based on the way that he functions and the way he operates, I'm assuming he was recycling. So, like, he would literally go around picking up scrap and, like, debris and organic material, and he'd crush it down. And he was essentially, think of him like a giant garbage truck. His whole thing was recycling, compressing. He was a garbage truck. He was a walking garbage truck. Most of the crimpers, which none of the other crimpers were, like, the crimpers were implemented into the game, other than King, but, like, crimpers were designed for that purpose. They were meant to break up scrap and metal and stuff and break it down. And their insides function like a giant garbage truck, but obviously the Southern Hive uses King to break down bioorganic material in the forms of life, and then they feed it to the Southern Hive Queen, and she pumps out new hivers. And I'm like 100% positive that's the case, because the Southern Queen is actually the same color. Well, you can't see her here because we're not in there, but the Southern Hive, the Queen of the South, is actually the same color as the Western Queen, which means she's probably been around since she's probably been around since the beginning. Like, the Hive Queens have probably been around. Those are the same queens since the beginning. They were made like that, but the Western Hive uses wheat straw as their more like organic material to fund their, reproduction, regenerative process, and all that stuff. Whereas the Southern Hive uses blood and dude smoothies, and as a result, that's why they're purple. And that's also because the Western Hive uses wheat straw. That's why they're which is how they were probably originally designed, was to use wheat straw. That's why they're that yellowy color. And then the Southern Hive uses blood, which is why the Queen is yellow, but the Hive themselves, like the Hivers, are purple-red, because they use the blood from King is the organic material in their like breeding process. I say breeding, but it's not traditional breeding. Incubation's probably a better word. Beat your ass. You're being attacked by multiples? No. We're gonna back up. All right, whose legs are fucked up? I'm assuming it's one of the gorillas. Yeah, see, it's the gorillas. I do love them. They're great, but they definitely slow us down. That is for sure. These small gorillas. I'm gonna put him to the side here. Select everybody but him. Yeah, it's upcycling. If I can take out a couple of these drones on the outside first before we start the main conflict, because she's not only going to be guarded by King, too. The expansion mod adds Praetorians, so there's Southern Hive Praetorians in there as well. So they're going to be decked right out. We're going to have some real chonky boys to fight. Going to be dangerous stuff for sure. Beat his ass. Yeah, ass beatings and whatnot. We are going to be kidnapping the Queen of the South. That's the goal. We're going to be kidnapping her. We can't leave her here. I want to decimate the faction, which means we got to take her with us. I don't know where King is right now. I kind of almost want to try and get King by himself and take him out solo. Because if we can get King on his own... Yeah, this is going to be... That is a lot of fucking hivers. That is a lot of fucking hivers. I'm scared. I am scared. And there's even more in here. I am scared. That is a lot of hivers. The princes, they all have stats in the 50s, which is comparable to what we have. We don't have the numbers, but we have... no, I can't recruit the Praetorians. We don't have the numbers, but we do have golems and tiny there, so... Maybe we should go in through the back. Maybe we should go in through the back. Who amongst us has the best stealth stat? That's the question. I don't think any of us, because we're all wearing heavy armor or medium armor. I don't think any of us have a good chance of that. Who can we send in there? We'll send the armored guerrilla in. We're gonna send everybody in. We're gonna have you hold. We're gonna send a lone guerrilla in. And we're going to use this lone guerrilla to determine what the vibe is in here. What the vibe is. Okay, so guarding the actual queen is one... What are the Praetorian stats? High. And there's a good number of them, and one of them has a Maitau sword. Jesus Christ. The queen is not purple in vanilla, by the way. She's only like this because of the expansion mod. Jesus Christ. I'm not feeling confident. I'm not feeling confident. This is going to be really bad. Okay. This may be the end of our dwarves. Or at least some of them. Some of you may die. Who are you? Queen's Aid. Okay, that lone gorilla is not going to be able to fucking take him. Kenshi, Golem, Tiny... Ah, fuck it. Move in. Move in. Did not realize that he was going to be in there. 113. He's using a Maitau pole arm. He's a big fucking boy, too. My God, look at him. He makes Igor look like a chump. Okay. Everyone hold position. We're going to fight. We're going to fight. Tiny Golem and Tiny Golem Kenji, you guys are on the Queen's Aid. Dagon too. Just get up here and start it. Yeah, you guys are on the Queen's Aid. It's gonna be happening. If we can do this strategically, we might have a chance. Holy shit, dude. They're ripping through my golems. Ripping through them. Oh my God. We gotta drop this, dude. We gotta drop him really bad. Alright, I think the Queen's Aid is... Oh no, he's still up. He's still up. Yeah. Ooh. This is good. Tiny's still fighting, though. Tiny's still fighting. Dwarves are still fighting. Send them in to help. Reinforcements are coming. I don't know about this one either. I'm fucking nervous. I'm really nervous. I think we may actually lose some people here. I'm very, very nervous right now. The main thing is we have a couple of people that we have to look out for and protect. Like, obviously, like our king, we want to keep him alive. But this... Oh, man, I'm scared. I'm genuinely nervous. Kenji is down. Golem is down. Zagan's almost down. Tiny is fighting. The Queen's Aid is down, so there's that. Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. We haven't even gotten to King yet. Fuck. Even Red... Oh my God, this is so bad. It may be time to think of a strategic retreat. My God. My God. Oof, indeed. This may be the end, boys. This may be the end. Oh my god, no. Is this how it ends? They're gonna start tying us up and feeding us to King. Tiny's putting up a fight, though. He's giving it everything he's got. But, I mean, look at this. We didn't even put a fucking dent in him. Oh my god. I really thought we stood a chance. I was blinded by hubris. All right, everybody needs to become passive, and we need to haul ass out of here. We need to haul ass out of here. Oh my god. Better. He's not retreating with that leg. Yeah. Okay. Tiny's gonna have to hold the line. King Vishu, run. You're running. You're running. And then everybody's on hold. Everyone's on passive. He will only attack when directly attacked. Yeah. Okay. So I need to get everybody over here as quickly as possible. Tiny and Zagan need to hold the line. They're the only ones we have that can get us out. This is terrible. Oh my god. I truly did not think it was going to go this bad. Is this the end of our run? Are we all about to get fucking eaten? King Vishu needs to stop fighting right now, and he needs to haul ass back to Garz. Nope. He's down. His legs still work, though, so that's fine. Oh my god, I can't even mount a proper rescue. What have I done? I was blinded by hubris. I thought that we were going to be fine. We had killed it with the tech hunters. I really thought we were going to be fine. We had Tiny, for God's sakes. We had Tiny over here. I mean, he's doing it, but like... Izzy's crawling away, trying her best to crawl away. Tiny's holding the line, but he's going to go down eventually. Grimdark, same deal. Next playthrough is going to be... Yeah, I mean, I may actually have to start planning it because... Everybody just try to get over here. No, we can't even get up, and Tiny's officially knocked out. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. King Vishu still lives. He's retreating. There's no hope for this. Long live the king. What's Red up to? Where is Red? Position. Yeah, Red's getting taken. Where's Grimdark at? Oh my lord. I don't even feel comfortable trying to go back there and get him. Tiny's unconscious for now. Zagan, Tiny, Kenshi, they're all... Did we even do any real damage to them? No, we didn't. I mean... Alright, Vishu's headed back to Garzumi Keep. That's the only thing he can do. What are you doing? Why are you running back in? No, you fool. You fool. Those are hybers. Head up here. Wait, Jesus. Is this going to be a TPK? It very well might be. Rusty is dead. Well, that sucks because he was our armor smith. So even if we get out of this, that sucks. Oh no. Red, do you have a med kit on you? You do. You need to heal up firstly. You pick that lock. Some of us may get out of this. Bobby's dead. Holy shit. This has been absolutely fucking disastrous. Grimdark is dead. No, Red's not going to get far without splints, but... There he is. There's the big man himself that we haven't even started to deal with. 152, 293 strength. Dude, we were fucked from the beginning. Oh my god, no. Sand's going to die. It's so over. I let my hubris get the better of me. Truly disastrous. Truly disastrous. Dan's being eaten. Cole's fucking unconscious. We're all tied up to poles, just systematically getting eaten one by one. I may be able to get some of them out of here in time, but most of the... Cole's lost a leg, too, so even if he gets out, he's... Ooh. Real bad. Even if he gets out. Ize's crippled, but still may be able to crawl out. Try not to attract too much attention. Just crawl. Just crawl, good buddy. You too, Dune. Just crawl. Just crawl. Crawl as slow as you need to. King Vashu is being pursued. I did. I flew too close to the sun. This is not how I expected this to end, but this may be the end of the dwarves. Our dwarven empire may have very well just fallen apart. Ridley's dead. Oh my god. It just keeps getting worse. It truly just keeps getting worse. All right, well, we're going to head back to Garzumi Keep. Red is picking locks. I hope that I can get Red out of here in time. But even then, there's no escaping. Sand is being eaten. Sand is dead man. Tiny, we're going to lose fucking Tiny too. Tiny's going to fight to the death, but Tiny will eventually fall. Or Tiny, maybe we'll luck out and Tiny will just keep killing all of them. One by one, Tiny will eliminate them. Right? A boy can dream, right? Right? Probably not. I appreciate that. I am not playing Kenshi 2, though. This is just normal Kenshi. Normal Kenshi. Red still might get out of this. There's a chance Red might be able to get out of this. Everyone else, I have very little faith in. We may have just lost our entire military. Our entire military. Holy shit. Vishu's out. He's out. He's moving. So the king did survive. At the very least, the king survived. But this may be a total restart for us. I mean, like, it's... This is devastating. Absolutely devastating. And you know what the worst part is? Is most factions won't even work with us because we, we've pissed them off. We may have to... Shit, we may have to relocate. Oh my god, the devastation. Keep Golem, maybe? Maybe we can escape with Golem. Dustine is dead. Fuck, dude, it just keeps getting worse. Zay, do you have... Oh, my God. Golem, what do you have on you? Zagan, do you have anything? No. It just keeps getting worse. We've lost so many in this already. I really thought we could do it. I was nervous, but I really thought we could do it. This is Kenshi, everybody. I'm actually a little sad, too. I know that, like, this is Kenshi, this is part of it, but, this is terrible. Sand's been eaten alive. Oh, fuck, Red's getting eaten alive now, too. Run. Run as fast as you can. Flee. Flee. Cat's dead. Golem is here. I'm gonna wait for Red. Dagan and Kenji, I'm gonna have you guys start to move over this way. Izay, same thing. Almost everyone's gonna die. I might be able to save one or two. Teiko's dead. Oh my god. This is our first major faction. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean we probably should have gone after somebody else, gone after the Shek first or somebody else, but I just I was high on life. I thought we could do it. The Tech Hunter raid went so well. I thought we could do it, and I was wrong. I was so wrong. I truly think the only ones that are going to escape this are maybe Red, Golem, and Vishu. I think we may lose everybody else. I thought when we fought their patrol, I was like, "Oh, this isn't great, but like we can do this, right? Like it's not ideal, but we can do this." I was not expect. I'm gonna have to go on a mass recruit drive. I mean, we're gonna have to really be pumping some fucking numbers here soon. And we've got last warning. Who the hell's moving towards us? Southern Hive. Yep. Not great. Not great. Not only is Cole dead, everyone's fucking dead. The only two that are going to make it out of this are King Vishu, Red, and Golems. The only three that are going to make it out of this are the three of them. Everybody else is dead. Everybody died. We're even going to probably lose Tiny. I mean, we're losing everybody. Kenshi, Zig, and Tiny. We might get Kenshi, Zig, and Tiny. We might. And that's a big fucking might. I might be able to slowly work them back to the base. Which is cool, but... No, I mean, this was beyond devastating. Beyond devastating. Tiny's going to keep going down. We may be able to get him back up. Zagan and them, I think we can get Zagan and Kenji back to the base as well. But right now, Golem, Red, and Vishu are the only ones to make it back. This has been beyond devastating. We just lost our entire military force. Our entire military force. Like 20 units died just now. Pato dead. Holy shit. I was not expecting this to this degree. And to make it even worse, we have a Southern Hive assault headed towards the base. I'm glad that your battle is going well, Cole. I appreciate that. I'm very happy for you. I'm very happy for you. Yeah, we're going to have to probably evac the base. I mean, we may have to full on just move. We may have to quite literally just move. I just, holy shit. I'm flabbergasted. We still have our workers, so, like, that's cool. But that's all we got. Tiny, I'm just gonna keep telling Tiny to move. That's all I can do. Zach's been eating. Oh my god, just one at a time. They're all dying, one at a time. Dagon, Kenshi, same thing. You guys just move. It did not go well at all. It did not go well at all. We lost almost our... We lost... I say almost. We lost our entire military force. Red survived. So the general... So the only survivors were the king, his military general, the golems, maybe the golems, and one golem at least. Luckily, the strongest of the golems, and maybe the other ones and Tiny. Everybody else is dead. Yeah, well, I mean, they don't. King does, but yeah, no, real bad. Real fucking bad. Well, I guess the one upside to all of this is that I guess the the playthrough just got a bit longer. We just added like a year onto this. Zagan, Kenshi, and Tiny moving their way there. We're so fucked, man. We're so fucked. And the Southern Hive is sending a force to our base as we speak. And we're not equipped to deal with that. The best that we can hope for is throwing some guys up on turrets and just hoping for the best. Holy shit. It looks like Tiny, Kenji, and the Golem are going to make it back. It's going to be slow, but it looks like they are going to make it back. But it looks like they're all that's going to make it back. Okay, well, note to self, do not fucking go to the Southern Hive again. Not until I have like 100 men deep. And I'm going to have to do some serious rebuilding. Serious rebuilding. I'm going to have to go and kidnap like a ton of tech hunters. And, yeah, literally. Hey, Cassie. Alright, Red is safe. Vishu, you need to go repair him immediately. Because he is probably going to be our only defense about in terms of what's about to come. I don't know how big the force that's on its way is, but it's right there, and it's scary. Gunnery units, drone guards, a Praetorian. Yeah, I mean, this is about to be a massacre. This is about to be a massacre. That's if we don't die in a second, because we got another horde coming towards the base, and it's not a small one. The only positive we have is that they're swimming, because the AI is, you know, not smart, and Tiny's passive regeneration is keeping them alive. But this is not great. I need to get turrets up on the walls like ASAP. We're gonna have to try our best to fight this out. I wasn't preparing for people to come from this direction, but we're going to have to get people up on the walls. This turned into an absolute clusterfuck real fucking fast. Real fucking fast. Okay. Everybody stop your jobs. We're going to get most of you guys into the keep. Most of you guys into the keep. Central keep. To be turns. You guys haven't been turned yet, so you guys are on turret duty. Get up there. Get up there. Get up there. And then, I mean, I'm just going to have to mount every single turret that I can find. And try our best to defend against this unrelenting horde. Guys, get out of there. Oh my god. Every one of you. Stop doing your fucking jobs. Being passive. Get out here. Man the turret. Fantastic. Okay. Yes, acid rain, it burns. I assure you what is coming is far scarier than acid rain. You need to suck it up and get up on your turrets right now. Okay. I understand the acid rain burns, I do, and I feel for you, I do, to a degree. But also... How close are they? Actually, I may need to wait just a minute. Yeah, alright, so everybody off jobs, run into the keep. 2B turns, off your turrets for now, run into the keep. Golem, you're going to go out front, you're going to meet him at the front door. Kenshi, Tiny, Zig, and they are on the move. They are still moving slow, but they are on the move. Let's make sure they're still moving in the right direction. Yeah, okay, so, I mean, they're moving. They're moving. Are they going towards the rear? They are. They're going to try and head us from the rear. Of course they are. Attack it from the back. Why wouldn't they attack it from the back? Okay, then I need to move my construct over here. And I'm going to have to take the golem. Put him over here. Can we survive this? Probably not. I think this may be it. I think this may end up being it. Tiny, hold him off. Kenshi, yeah, Kenshi and Sagan are down. Tiny's going to fight for a minute, but he's going to end up going down too. I really thought I had a chance. That was my mistake. We may have to end up moving Garzumi Keep too. That's the really fucked up part. After everything we've done, we may end up having to pack up and move. Which is downright horrifying when you really consider it. Red and Vishu, you guys are the first and last, man. It's just you guys. You guys are the only line of defense against them if they get inside. Where are they now? Did they... What happened? Did they vanish? What happened? The Southern Hive Hold on, wait, what just happened? They're gone. It says they're coming, but I don't see them. They're not on the map anymore. And they're not in the water. What happened? Can I just not see them because it's dark? Am I stupid? Am I silly? I'm not the only one, right? I can't see them. Are they gone? Are they not coming to push my shit in? Eaten by sharks? Yeah, literally. They what? Yeah, I would like to see better auto looting. Did they poof? Dude, like if they poofed, I'm not even mad about it. Please, for the love of God, tell me they're just drowning. Hivers can't swim. Is that a new stereotype? Maybe. But I'm okay with it because they were literally about to push my shit in. It's bad enough I have to do a full fucking reset, basically. All the work we've made, all the progress we've made over the last, like, 12 episodes of this series, undone. We lost everybody. We lost Grimdark. Everybody. I guess the one upside is that even though we don't have... So we lost our armorsmith, right? Which sucks. But we still have our industrials, namely, like... Our plate beaters, and their armor smithing is still stupid high. So we do have an armor smith. We do have them. This is so bad. Like a full reset. I guess we're not on high alert anymore. I guess they went poof. I don't really know why they went poof, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. My main objective now is seeing if we can get these guys back here. I am going to do something foolish, I think. It's plot armor. Yeah, it's all plot armor. That's what it was. It was all plot armor. All right, well, if that's the case, if that's what's happening, then Red Vishu, you're going back. I know, risky, I know. Not just risky, insane. But if I can save Tiny and Zagan, I'm gonna. If I can save them, I'm going to. I feel it is my responsibility to, especially since I'm rested up, and they're the only things that are going to keep us moving. I mean, I don't see a choice. I don't see a choice. They are some of our strongest units. If we can get back there and save them, I feel that I need to at least try. Madness is right, yeah. Because I think even if Tiny gets up without one of us literally carrying him, he's not going to make it back. I think his legs are too damaged. He's not going to make it back. And these two are fast enough that they could probably do this. I should have some repair kits, yeah. Yeah, I have repair kits. I'm going to repair Kenshi and then send him on his way. Vishu, repair. And then we're going to run over. We're going to pick up Tiny. How fast is she? She can move at 22. Where's Tiny and what's he around? What's around him? That's the other question. Is he like surrounded by hivers or is he just... He's not that far off. Okay, I'm going to try and grab Tiny with red. Well, Vishu is healing Zig, and I'm going to try and grab Tiny with red. And I'm just going to try to dodge anybody that comes my way. Because as long as I have the golems, I know that I can rebuild. I have the strength to rebuild. And we're going to have to be better this time. We're gonna have to be better this time. King will protect us. King will thank us. You're a bastard. Pick him up. Get his ass out of here. Alright, so it looks like we're going to save Tiny. What a fucking mess. There's big things over there. That's great. You ever tried a mod called Complex Crafting? It adds a lot of new materials, finer grades of steel, and a refinery machine that can refine any resource, allows smaller bases. I have not, but I'll be sure to look into it. Who are these? Are these tech hunters? Leviathan Slayers. They would have been helpful. Maybe. Put them down. What is this? A drone coming after me? Kenshi. Kick his ass. You too. Heal Tiny. Heal him now. Alright, we'll put him down. I'm not worried about it. One drone guard is not going to be a problem for us. It's when there are many. I am, however, going to take that Southern Hive plate armor. I might give it to Beep. I'm not sure yet. Not only did we lose Grimdark too, by the way, but we also lost his Maitao combat cleaver, which really sucks. Oh my god. We literally just lost, I think, 20 people. I think we just had 20 people die. The almost whole faction got wiped. Crazy. Move speed 22. Alright, we're gonna go up and get Zagan now. Grab Zagan. And then we will carry them back to the base. Ew. Adult beak thing? Don't give a shit. Put him down. Okay, so, we gotta go on a recruiting run, I suppose, because we just lost our entire fucking force. Oh my god, what a devastating episode. I was overzealous. I wish Frankie was here to tell me that I was an idiot for trying this. Frankie, where were you when I needed you? Oh my god, no. Are you fucking kidding me? Did you guys see that Leviathan just spawn on top of us? Quick, go pick him up. Go, 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 go. Go! Go! Run! Flee, you fools! I thought about it. Okay, so here's the thing. I saw the group and I thought about it, but I was also like, we've taken tech hunters, like the whole group of tech hunters, and they all had stats in the 60s and 70s, and they outnumbered us significantly, right? The Praetorians did scare me quite a bit, but my thought was that if I could kite one or two of them out at a time and take them out that way, or at least take out like the advisor and a few of the big guys first. The fuck? Oh my god, they're just roaming my lands now. My thought was that if I could take out just a few of them first, that we wouldn't have too much of an issue. We could drop... Oh my god, they're all elites, too. What is happening? Why is this happening? What did I do to deserve this? Ali. Kenshi, get back here. Kenshi, hold the line. Golem, get over here and hold the line. Okay, Golem can't get over here and hold the line. King Vishu is getting his ass kicked. Zagan's trying his best. Shit. No, just head back. Just head back. King Vishu will get up. He's a tough guy. He'll get up. I thought that I could potentially kite them out, and I could handle it. I could manage it, you know? I was wrong. I was wrong. Mistakes were made. We're going to have to change our tactics a bit, that's all. Alright, King Vishu's playing dead. King Vishu is currently unconscious. I thought I could do it. I flew too close to the sun and look what happened. This is going to be a somber fucking episode, man. We're going to come out of this feeling some type of way. Alright, Zagan's standing. Vishu will be up in just a minute, and then I'm going to send Red over here to pick his ass up, because he's not going to be able to move fast at all. His legs are fucked. We will rebuild. We will rebuild. Slowly, but we will have to do it. Here, actually put him down for just a minute so he can repair Zagan, because Zagan's moving too slow. Oh yeah, Beep's pissed. Beep's pissed. He's gonna be pissed about this. He's the lone slayer. He's the only slayer that survived this encounter. Everybody else died. Everybody else died. I guess it's a good thing that Rusty made a high surplus of armor before all this went down. And see, this is why I was never worried about having like the juggernauts or having the golems or anything like that, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you know? This is Kenshi, it doesn't matter. I guess the upside to this though is that we were able to save Tiny, and we're able to save all three of the golems. Truly disastrous. Can you imagine going out with a force that big, the size that we had, and then this is all that comes back right here? This is all that comes back. Total military defeat is an understatement. Total military defeat is an understatement. The king needs rest. King needs rest. We will mourn the fallen another day. Alright, well, you guys are free to move about the cabin, I suppose. Holy crap. Alright, who's on plate beating? One of you guys is going to get promoted to the new blacksmith, because we're going to need it at some point. Hammett is a weaponsmith. He's good. Beep is the lone slayer. He was back here making gains. Holy shit. Dummy, do we have a dexterity training dummy yet, or did I not get a chance to do that one? No. X weight. Yeah, I guess I just don't have it yet. Okay. Where do we go from here? I've got a ton of equipment that I can sell. We can make some easy, you know, starter cash. Shit. What a mess. What a mess indeed. So we've got 3 armored gorillas, including Tiny. Kenshi, Zagan. Deep is the lone slayer. I can still do business with the United Cities. I can go to places like Clownsteady. I can go to places like Catan. I can still do business in all of those locations. Yeah, I can still do business with all of the United States. Basically, all 3 of the major factions, I actually am still in decent standing with. It's the factions like the Tech Hunters, the Trade Ninjas, Mercenary Guilds, stuff like that. They're the ones that are going to cause problems for me. Oh, and the Hounds. I'm at war with the Hounds. But I can still trade with the... I can still do business with the United Cities. Beast Trader. I have never been so excited to see a Beast Trader. Here's my hope that the Beast Trader will have... There's a particular type of animal that I want from the Juggernaut mod. We're going to have to go on a trip. I think the only thing that we can do is we're going to have to go on a trip, and we're going to have to start recruiting some other some skeletons. We're going to have to start doing some other recruiting. Yeah, I want a War Dog. And I'm going to have to get a couple Juggernauts, too. I think that's the only answer. We got to build up a sizable force, which means we need to make some serious moves. Luckily, these 2 can move pretty quick. But I think the King and I think we're going to take Zagan with us. Yeah, I think we're going to take Zagan with us. Zagan or Kenshi, who's stronger? Zagan. Okay, so yeah, I think we're going to have to go on runs, and then Tiny's going to stay here and have to defend the base. He should be strong enough to deal with most things, but Vashu, Red, and Zagan are going to go on a mass recruitment / selling drive. They're going to go out. We're going to start collecting bounties. We're going to do some serious traveling. It's the only way. It's the only way that we're going to survive this utter devastation that just occurred. But War Dogs, I think, is a good start. It'll give us some additional powerhouse that we can use during the fights, because clearly, as you just saw, having, you know, overpowered units like the Golems, overpowered units like War Dogs and Juggernauts don't make a lick of fucking difference against some of these enemies. So, I think this has been proof, if nothing else, that I should stop holding back on some of the recruitments that I've been considering not doing for the sake of, like, not making things too easy. I think that we've passed that point. We are past that point. So once the Beast Trader gets here, we're going to head out. And we're going on a journey of self-discovery. Where is the Beast Trader? That's the question. Luckily, I don't think we're actually enemies with the Southern Hive. Nope, we are. Okay, they hate us. Haha. But we are outside their range, which is why I think they may have disappeared, because there's a sphere, like a range for being attacked, and we didn't kidnap the queen, so I think we were outside the range, which is why they poofed. Because the range is literally like right here, and they poofed right there. So yeah. Time for the dwarves to start recruiting skeletons. More skeletons. We need more constructs. We need more dwarves. I think it started because we were actively in their territory, and it may have just kind of like freaked out and sent them out after us. And then once they got past that line, it poofed. Either that or we got fucking lucky. I'll take whatever I can get, though. I'll take whatever I can get. But we're going to rebuild. We're going to rebuild strong, and we're going to rebuild for all the dwarves that lost their lives today. We're also going to pop over here. Away from the keep real fast. Storage. Where? Particular thing that I want to put here. Burial site. Oh, does this just extend Garzumi Keep? It does. Shit. Okay, I need to dismantle that. I'm gonna have to make a new one somewhere. I'm gonna make a burial site for all the dwarves that unfortunately lost their lives today, and mark it as the mark it as such. We gotta mark it down. Many people died today. We can't just forget it. We lost Lord Grimdark too, which is horrifying. Oh, we still have good relations with the Iron Will, I'm pretty sure. What is... Yeah, I mean, it's not good, but it's not bad. We may be able to end up working with them too. There's things we can do. Yeah. In honor of the first battle of the Southern Hive. We're gonna come back, and we're gonna come back with a fucking vengeance, and it's gonna be devastating. They will rue the day. Would I be lying if I said that I wasn't heartbroken at some of the losses that we incurred? Some of those dwarves have been with us since the very beginning. Lord Grimdark, it was originally Griffin. I renamed him. Had been with us since basically the beginning. He was one of our first recruits. Really terrifying. If that makes sense, Reavers would be a good one to follow. Yeah. There's a couple of juggernauts that I'm going to go get. I know where at least 2 of them are. And that's going to be a start. We need to, before we can rebuild our military, we need to rebuild our nobility. Where are these beast traders at? Where are they at? Is that him? Or is that the Iron Will? No, it's just the Iron Will. I need a beast trader. Come on, I need a beast trader. Beastie boys. Disregard nobility, embrace crab. I can't. It's the whole thing. We're dwarves. We're noble dwarves. We're noble dwarves. James, my guy, I am so sorry. I need to inform you of the events that just transpired. We attempted to fight the Southern Hive. We went in 38 dwarves deep. Okay? We had constructs, we had golems, we had armored gorillas, we had slayers. Most of our dwarves had stats in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Only King Vishu and Lord Red made it out. I mean, and the golems. The golems made it out too, but all of the dwarves died. Every fucking one of them. The only dwarves that survived were the ones that were back at the keep, King Vishu, and Red. And Red was actually actively getting eaten. Red managed to break out of her cage and escaped at the last second. I'm so sorry. I don't know where these fucking beast traders are, but I wish they'd get over here soon. I'm just waiting for them. Is that them? That's probably them. Big old rip indeed. We're effectively starting over. To a lesser degree, but we are effectively starting over. Which is horrifying. But we're inspired now. We're going on a mass recruitment. We're gonna make it out of this. We're gonna make it through this. And it's gonna be good. We're gonna fix this. And we're gonna show the Southern Hive what for it means to mess with the dwarves of Garzumi Keep. Red, pick up Zakin because he's a dumbass and his AI pathfinding doesn't let him run across the bridge. Never mind, he's not a dumbass. The AI pathfinding just doesn't want to go across the fucking bridge right now. Oh my god. Fine. But we're going on a journey. The king, red, we're going on a journey. And we're going to rebuild. We're going to rebuild stronger, faster, better, more equipped, more agile. Probably. Or we're going to try again and we're going to get absolutely slaughtered again, but we'll find out. But we're going to try. It's funny, the series just got a hell of a lot longer. This is the all is lost moment. Once again, though, I have to point out, Red's a badass, man. Red is a badass. Show me your animals. What do you have? Please have a war dog. Please have a war dog. Please have a war dog. Yes, queen. What should I name the war dogs? I've got 2 of them. And they are best boys. These war dogs are going to grow up to be absolute units. But we are on our recruitment journey now. The king's going to leave the keep. He's going to be gone for like a fucking year. And when he comes back to the keep, he's going to come back with a full army. That is the guarantee. We need to figure out what we're naming these dogs. Something good, something dwarven. Hooch and something. Turner and Hooch. Is that a dated reference? I can't think of any good dog names. Okay. I'm gonna name one Grim. Name one Grim. And I'm gonna name the other one. I want to do something kind of symbolic of all the boys we just lost. Grim and Grunt. I'm good for it. Grim and Grunt. That's good. I like that. That's good. Grim and Grunt. Okay, so Zagan, we're gonna put you down. Now these guys are weak right now. They are weak right now, so we're gonna carry them. But they will not stay weak. Love it. Yeah, these guys are weak right now, but they will not stay weak. Alright. We are leaving Garzumi Keep behind for now. We're going to head up to Catan. We're going to sell off our wares. We have some wares. And then we're going off on a journey. That's a nest of beak things. That is not foliage. That is beak things. Yeah, so we're going to go off on a journey to repair what was broken. Sweet Jesus. And when we come back, we're going to hopefully be significantly more prepared for another assault. But first things first, I know where we can get at least two more two more juggernauts. We use Stream as one. Stream was one of our juggernauts. He died. He starved to death. But I know where we can get 2 more. So, and I've been holding off on that because I didn't want to. I thought that I was going to be overpowering myself, and I didn't want to do that quite. I didn't really want to do that too much. I wanted to make sure that I was running this fairly. No one wants to watch a stream of an overpowered run, but devastation has ensued. All right. This is the most Kenshi thing that I think has happened to me in a while. Even the situation with last night with the Nugget Mafia, where they all got enslaved at the end of the episode, the end of the stream, I don't think compares to what just happened. Alright, so first things first, we need to come in here and sell some stuff off. Yeah, I didn't want to be OP, but it turns out the Queen's Guards have 113 attack. Fucking King has strength that's 260 something. It was like 260. 260! What am I supposed to do against that? Alright, we have 55,000 cats. What do we have for food? Couple of foods. We're going to buy a couple more. That should last us for the journey. Good. Also, actually, we're going to need some raw meat for the puppos. No, actually, they should eat eat what we have. They should eat what we have. Their hunger's on a ×3 multiplier. They eat, and they eat a lot. But that's okay. Alright. You talking about the southern hives? No, just the hivers. Yeah, no, didn't want to be OP. Turns out I made a mistake on that. I should have been OP. Alright, so we need to head up towards the Black Desert. I think that's going to be our first stop. Let's go. We're off. Off on the journey of a lifetime. And then these guys, what's their age stat multiplier? Is 0.22. Okay. Save it. Christ. Terrible. Luckily, we have no more bounties with the UC either, so we have a kind of a fresher start with them. I think we're going to hang around UC territory for a while. The base is self-sufficient. They grow their own food. They make their own food. Everything there should be fine. They should be able to continue existing without us for a while. And we have Tiny, Kenshi, and the Golem there to defend it, so we should be able to walk away from the base for quite some time without any issue. I don't foresee the Southern Hive coming and launching an attack on us, per se. Because I'm outside the range of their attack radius, and it's not as if I kidnapped their queen. So I don't foresee them launching an actual attack on us. At least while I'm away. And anything else that comes our way can be dealt with what we have. You know, Zagan and Kenshi can take care of it. We have 46,000 cats to start our journey off, which should be enough for us to get some solid recruitment done in the Black Desert. We should be able to get at least a couple of skeletons up there, as well as a juggernaut. Then we're gonna head over to the border zone. In the hub, there's an additional juggernaut that we can grab there. Who are these? Band of Bones? Oh, don't even start with me, guys. Don't even start with me. Our boys have been through it. You don't want this. You don't want the smoke. And then once we're in the border zone, we're going to let our pups train up on some weaker guys to start with, and we'll go from there, but... Literally. Surprised they're even hostile. You basically just brought them Uber Eats. Yeah, literally. I mean, literally, though. They should be thanking me. They should be ecstatic that I would even consider gracing them with the beautiful manwich that was my army of dwarves. We took Morn, we took Flats Lagoon, and I got overconfident. That's all it was. Interesting. Interesting. the Kenshiest moment I've ever had. Hands down. God, the bones in like these fields are so fucking cool, man. They're so cool. I wonder how many hivers they got out of that. Like, is it possibly in that game for them? I mean, if you follow the lore, they probably got a couple of them because they nommed on all my dudes and then they fed them to the queen, and the queen churns out more hivers. So, to be honest, they probably replicated out a good hand. I mean, they probably had a net positive for sure, because I don't think we even really killed any. We damaged a few of them, and the queen's aid, we knocked them out once or twice, but we got messed up bad. We got messed up real bad. Again, Vishu made it out because he's tough and he's quick. Red, though, I'm thoroughly impressed with Red's ability to make it out of that. And Tiny bonked off a couple of them. Yeah, he beat a couple of them. But I'm genuinely impressed with Red's fortitude. This is why we promoted Red from Slayer, like from just a Slayer to nobility after Stream died, because literally she was actively being eaten by King, and she pulled herself off the pole, limped out of there, and made it all the way back, and then actually ran back with Vishu to save Tiny and Zagan. Like, I mean, Red's a unit, man. Red's an absolute fucking unit. Absolute fucking unit. What's her toughness at? Oh, no, God, I don't even know. 61? It's the same as Vishu's. She's actually higher in most stats than Vishu. Oh, no, Vishu's got higher strength. Never mind. Yeah, but I mean, she's comparable to the king. She's comparable to the king. What the hell? Starving, hungry bandit? That's stupid. Don't attack me. Don't come at me with that bullshit. All right. We're going to go up to this paint shop. We're going to stop there. And then figure out our next move. It might be... Well, no, it's too early in the morning for me to consider waiting until daytime. All right, I think we're going to go through Shem, is what it is. We're going to not stop at the paint shop. We're just going to cut through Shem. Triangle bandits, ain't worried about it. Where are their stats at? Ah, they're weak. They do bleed damage, but we'll be fine. Worst case, I can stop at the... Worst case, I have to stop at the paint shop to heal up. Dust bandits too? Yeah, we're just getting the full repertoire here. Dust bandits. All right, you know what we're gonna do then? We're gonna put you guys down and we're gonna let them fight. They're probably gonna get beat up, but that's okay. They heal quickly and they deal devastating damage as they get older. Yeah. They heal fast though. They got a really fast regeneration rate, but they got to build up that toughness. And then we'll heal up at the paint shop. Thinking, why are you not... Oh, he's on passive. Right, okay. Off passive. Alright. You guys get back over here. We can take these guys. Again, I think we can take them. We'll be fine. Even if we get really messed up, we'll be fine. We gotta let these guys build up their strength, the dogs here. Process. Okay, so they're coming over here. They're getting picked up. Nice. Pick you up. To follow, that's not what I meant to do. You up. And then you guys need to get over to that paint shop so we can heal up for now. I feel like I'm basically starting this whole run over again. It's wild. Absolutely wild. It's kind of surreal. Like, I started this whole playthrough over a year and change ago. Like, it was like a year and a half ago. And then obviously I did like the first couple episodes, and then we took some time off. Oh, no, shit, we're gonna run in here and let the guards take care of that. No, thank you. They can go kick their ass. Oh, yeah. Jesus is a thank you so much, my lord. My lord, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Here, you know what? Just for that, here's what we're going to do. What an absolutely stunning thing to do. Thank you so much. Where is it? Where is it? Give me a second. There we go. 5 free memberships to random people in the party. Random people. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, as a my lord. You absolute unit. 5 free memberships right there. With those memberships, you guys get access to the Discord too. If you guys are interested, check it out on the membership page of the channel. You guys get access to our exclusive Discord. Absolute unit. Thank you so much, Izzy. Great stuff. Izzy. Glad you hop in bed. Now we heal up. Valkus, you absolute unit. Welcome to the Mad Lads. Welcome to the Mad Lads. Happy to have you here, as always. As always. Dogs are healing up nicely. It's good. Once these guys are adults, they're going to be absolute fucking monsters. I'm admittedly giddy because I switched all of the gifs and the like reactions on the screen that pop up over here for different things recently, and I haven't gotten to see them all on live yet, so I was pretty stoked about that. So thank you so much. My God. So generous. I really appreciate it. I love my community. Not just because of the financial aspect of it, but just in general. I love my community. You guys are great. You guys are great. You guys let me nerd out, and you guys are just really good people. I appreciate it. My goal. I was talking to my wife about this earlier today, actually. And with the way streaming has been going, and the way like my revenue as a result of streaming has been going and all of that, I think it is a genuine possibility that I may be able to, by the end of 2026, commit to content creation and streaming full time. Which is something that I didn't think I would actually genuinely be able to do, given that I work at make content in such a niche space. But the way everything has been progressing and moving, I think I may genuinely be able to move into content creation full-time by the end of the year, which is crazy to think about. Crazy to think about. I do think I still have like several months left. I don't think it's going to be like anything like immediately soon. It would be cool if it was soon, but I do think at the very least, based on everything, how everything's going, rate of progression, all of that, I think that by the end of 2026, I'll be able to make the full transition and do YouTube and content creation full time. I've got a couple things I'm working on. Eventually, I want to start dual streaming to Twitch as well. That'll be a big part. That'll be super helpful. I started posting some of my clips to TikTok recently, and they've really popped off. I dropped one the other day that ended up getting like 75,000 views in the first like 48 hours. And so my hope is that I can build that up as well and get some residuals from like my stream clippings. So I mean, I'm working on a few things, and then I've got some big secret projects going on that aren't really that secret. I don't know. I have zero information on this beyond the actual concept. We haven't talked about it beyond what we did on stream today with Pato and what we've talked about in Discord briefly, like the two of us. But stay tuned because Patastrophia and I are thinking about putting together a Kenshi-themed podcast. It's something that we've been talking about a little while here and there. And then today we really kind of got into it on stream and we started, ironing things out. And we have a couple of other YouTubers on board that would be down for like talking with us and stuff like that. And we're thinking about starting to work on production and planning of that. Come here very soon. We'll talk about the lore. We'll talk about other content creators, our memories with Kenshi, factions we like, just everything. But the two of us have been talking about it briefly, and we think that's one of the things that we're going to be working on. So more details to come on that. We're still working out the finite details on that, but Smuggler's Bar. Who's in here? We got mercenaries, so we're going to be on block and passive because those mercenaries might try to murder us. We got to be careful about that. Yeah, it's something that we've talked about off and on. Actually, we're going to step outside is what it is. We're going to step outside, and I'm going to have one person go in. It's something that we've talked about off and on. But the other thing, too, is that, like, I don't have like a huge amount of connection or anything like that, but I do have a semi-professional relationship with the people at Lo-Fi. I've worked with them before on projects. They comment, they watch my stuff. I've talked to, Dan and stuff like that. And so we're going to try and get, maybe talk to either Josh. We're going to try to get Chris, but maybe Josh, Nat, Dan, one of them, and try to talk with one of them. Try to leverage some of our connections with them. We've also got larger YouTubers that we're friends with, as well, that are, potentially interested. We've been talking to a few of them. So, and then we've got other YouTubers like, we'll talk to Frankie about it. We've got, Muffin Top. We've got, there's a handful of other YouTubers that would be involved in this as well. So big things are afoot. We're working on stuff. Things are happening. Things are happening. Things are happening. Oh my god, we just got like an armada of triangle bandits coming from all directions. Yeah, we do. This bar is about to turn into a fucking absolute clusterfuck. We're gonna get in here and we're gonna go upstairs. Yeah, Asian Fanboy's another one. Pato's got a good relationship with him. He's worked with him before. He's done like actual work with him before. So we've got a lot of stuff to consider. A lot of a lot of stuff to consider that we have in the works. Keep you guys on black hold and passive because are you guys theorizing and exploring all of Kenshi and maybe other great lore games as well? Yeah, so we're going to talk about lore. We're going to talk about just general things like our experiences with Kenshi. We're going to talk about things that we've done, things we like, mechanics that we hope to see in Kenshi 2, theorizing about Kenshi 2 and stuff like that. It's not just necessarily the lore, it's the mechanical aspect of Kenshi. It's our memories and the fun times we've had playing Kenshi, and just all of that stuff. Every facet of Kenshi that we can think of, and we're going to try and approach it and create a nice good formatted podcast for it and see how it goes and see what the response is and how people are for it. And also we want to use it as an opportunity to try and help out not just our channels, right, but also help out other Kenshi content creators, because a big thing for me this year, I've talked about it briefly on stream and several times now, but a big thing for me this year is that I really want to help the Kenshi community as a whole. And what I mean by that is that I want to help with building smaller channels up and giving everyone the opportunity to engage in the space and like make a good like YouTube career off of Kenshi, because like I have been incredibly fortunate to have a good supportive community, and also like I've had such a good response over the last 5 years of me putting out content and all that stuff, and I'd like to share that with other members of the community, and I'd like to help other content creators do the same thing. I want to see them be successful, and if I can give them a platform where they can talk about Kenshi and engage with the community in the same way that I do, and maybe help build up smaller channels, I feel obligated to do that. As far as I know, in terms of like raw, just pure Kenshi channels, because there are other channels like that are bigger than mine, that do, other things like Slip In and what is it? Cool Kid Croc and even General Sam. There are other channels that do Kenshi content, but they're not exclusively Kenshi. They do other things. I'm basically exclusively Kenshi. Pato is almost exclusively Kenshi. And in that space, I think that I'm one of the largest pure Kenshi creators. And because of that, I feel obligated to set a good example for how the community should, I think, move forward, in the sense that like we should be helping each other out. We should be assisting other Kenshi content creators and collaborating with each other and working with each other and setting a good example for other people as well. And that's what I want. I want to be a good example and a positive influence in the Kenshi community. So that's kind of the goal with this. Kind of the goal with all this. But that's one of the many plans we have. One of our many plans. I've got some other stuff going on too, but we'll get into that later. And up here, gotta make it into the Black Desert City. But also, I think it'll be cool to talk about Kenshi lore and Kenshi in general in a less scripted, like mechanical sense, and more of like we sit down and have a conversation. It's a lot more impersonal. It's a lot more personable. I mean, a lot more in person, genuine, and real. Like, I love making lore videos, and I love the way they come out. Like the one I just did with Pato, ironically, I'm very proud of. I was proud of everything, down to the music, the footage. Like, everything was really crisp. It looked really good. But it's very scripted. It's very put together in such a way that like it's entertainment. It's very scripted entertainment. Whereas in a in that podcast format, we could do something that is more genuine and off the cuff, and we get to kind of bring our, not to be that fucking guy because I hate this particular line. But we get to bring our authentic self to the content that we're producing in a way that is harder to do in scripted content. We're taking it the way of Fudge Muppet. Fudge Muppet did an Elder Scrolls podcast for like 3 years before they ended up finally being like, hey guys, we've pretty much covered Elder Scrolls. Like we've covered all of it. We're SOL until Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. But yeah, no, I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be a good time. Pato and I were talking about it today. He was talking about it on stream, and then we talked about it a little bit in Discord. And I think it'll be a good time. All right, we're not taking acid damage right now. We're fully protected. All right, so in here, there's another one of our boys, and we have Sad Neil. All right, so we're gonna recruit Akuma here, who is a juggernaut. We're gonna recruit Sad Neil, wherever he is. Oh, Akuma, you need to become a dwarf. All right, so Akuma is gonna become a dwarf. We're gonna drop him down. 6, nice and wide, nice wide-framed boy. Gonna Fix his hair, because his hair is a mess. Yeah, that's good. Good. We'll give him a beard. It's good beard, worthy of a dwarf. I'm gonna fix his face too, because he's got that that juggernaut face, which is not bad, but it ain't good. I'm gonna make him look a little older, a little grizzled. Give him a thick neck too. The mark of a dwarf, thick neck. Alright, and I'm gonna fix his stance too, because I really hate the cross-armed one. Give him a normal stance. Good. Alright, we need to fix your chest and everything. Oh my lord. 93, that's good. Arm bulk, we'll give him 110 for arm bulk. Shoulders are too far apart. It's too much. He's got too much shoulder going on. Five. That's probably fine. All right. We need to name him. He's gonna be the new build. We need to rebuild the nobility. Sparky, how are you? Welcome, welcome. All right, we need to rebuild the nobility. So now we got to name him something new. What do we name him? You know what? We're gonna name him after our newest Mad Lads member. Sure, I spelled everything correct. Yeah. All right. So this is gonna be Lord Valkus. Perfect. Love it. Love everything about it. I hope all is well, Sparky. I hope all is well. And then we need to recruit Sad Neil as well. He's around here somewhere. Where you at? So, Valkus, you have been inducted into Dwarven nobility because we're rebuilding our noble class. You listen. If you had asked me 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, I would have told you that you're probably going to be fine. We're pretty set. But given everything that has transpired in the last 3 hours, there's a good chance of that. You're probably going to die. But it's okay. All right. Sad Neil, you're with me. Fantastic. Sensational. Now we're going to be churning through food pretty fucking quick because we have these two dogs with a ×3 hunger rate, and then we have a juggernaut that also has a ×3 hunger rate. So we're going to be churning through food pretty quick, but that's okay. We have money to buy more if we need it, which we need it. I'm going to buy... we're good with the repair kits. He has really good science, so the repair kits last a stupid long time. So one should be fine. And then I was gonna give this to Beep, but I want Beep wearing their filth. I don't want Beep wearing their filth. I'm gonna load up on some more food because we're gonna need it for sure. All right, we're off. All right, next stop. We have gotten that, so now we are off again. This time we are headed towards the hub. Headed towards the hub. But on the way to the hub, we're going to make a special stop because there's a particular enemy whose ass I need to kick to get a Maitao weapon. God damn it, it's dark in here. I'm going to kill the Slave Lord. And I'm going to take his Maitao weapon. I could theoretically bring him all the way to the United Cities and turn him in for 100,000 cats, but that's a long trek that I don't want to make right now. So instead, I'm going to beat his ass, take his weapon, and then I'll go back and get him at a later date. I mostly want his Maitao battle pick right now. And then we're going to have to end up getting a Maitao weapon for Red as well, because that is the mark of nobility in the Dwarven tribe, the Dwarven kingdom, is carrying a Maitao weapon. So we got to get a Maitao weapon, which means, Valkus, you're going to be getting a Maitao battle pick. It is exactly what it sounds like. Can I get up here? Yeah. Holy Nation should... Oh, no, we have Sadneil with us. They're going to be pissed. That's fine. We'll just have to be careful. That one. And then we'll head into the border zone where we can get our second Juggernaut. We are rebuilding. So we can take the fight back to the Southern Hive and avenge our fallen comrades. Oh no, this is the ruin hut where the weapons and stuff are. Salem, do you even have a weapon? No. All right, so we're gonna pop over here and get something for Sadneil. All right, do we have anything here that looks good that Sadneil could use? Combat cleaver, Uzumata. So I think we're gonna have slightly more advanced robots, but I think what's more likely is that we're gonna see some of the skeletons with their casings, because the skeletons aren't supposed to look like this. They're not supposed to have exposed wiring and all that stuff. It's implied that they used to have a casing on them that you know, would protect them from the elements. And that's obviously not the case anymore, but it's implied that they had a casing on them at one point. And it just kind of eroded away over thousands of years. You guys doing? Well, they're doing. Food is lasting a while, which is good. We're going to be going through a shit ton of food on this journey. The one upside with these dogs is that, yes, they do have a ×3 hunger rate, but they also can eat corpses. Not corpses. They can eat limbs. So as long as if we're de-limbing people, that'll help. Dad, Neil, put some clothes on you, Nick. You nudist. Put some clothes on, my guy. And then Akuma, same thing. We're gonna get you armor eventually, but right now you're exposed to the elements, and I find it uncomfortable. Yeah, we're gonna keep them with those for right now. All right. These starving bandits. Yeah, they are. All right, we should be fine. We should be fine. This is a big fucking crowd, though. That's a little scary. There's a lot of them. Like 50 of them. 50, 60 of them. Probably more than that, actually. There's a lot. But they're all really weak. And we need to build strength. We need to build strength. Not just for our dogs, but also for... We need to build up Akuma. We need to build up Sadneil. Everybody needs to build up some strength. So Sadneil, you're on block. And we're going to do this. We have to. For the good of the nation, guys. For the good of the nation. Also, absolute worst case, Zagan's going to rip them apart. I'm really not worried about that. Yeah, Zagan's going to dismantle them. Absolute worst case. You guys are off passive. You guys are off passive. No longer passive. Same with you. Yeah, we're not doing that passive crap anymore. We're in full combat mode. And luckily these guys don't hit very hard, so we can, you know, get our toughness up there. We can take a small beating, and we can go from there. It'll be good. King Bashu's just tearing into them. Red's probably ripping them asunder too. They're all moving. Why are you starving? Hold on, I gotta save it and pop back over there real fast. I gotta make sure that none of my people starve. Pass it. Everybody's eating, just not this one. Why are you not? What machine are you operating? Armor smithing? Oh, you're just not stopping your job. Stop your job. Go get food. You need to go to Kenshi. God damn it. Okay, I gotta save it and pop back over there. I've always got to save it just before I pop over such a long distance because I can't risk. I have to, in case I crash. When you jump long distance like that, you might crash. All right, why are you not going and getting food, you fucking fool? You absolute behemoth, you silly goose. Are you stuck up here? What the hell's your issue? Come on, get out here. Let's go. Toot toot doodly do. I'm over here fucking fighting for my life, and I can't even watch the fight happen because I have to feed this friggin' oaf. Ridiculous. Okay. Look at that. I missed the entire fight. I missed the entire fight. Bullshit. It's fine. It's fine. I ain't even mad about it. I ain't even mad. I'm pissed, actually. I'm pissed. Beat they ass. Alright, you're on first aid. First aid. Pick the dogs up. The dogs heal really quick, too, so they'll get up fast. Same with Valkus. He's going to heal stupid fast. Good. Good, good, good. Repair sad nail. And my robotics is gonna, like, his robotics is crazy high, so this thing will last forever. I go through almost no charges with this thing. Yeah. And these pups, as they heal, they're gonna get continuously stronger. They will be a force to be reckoned with by the time we're done. We're just out here attacking basically everything on our way to collect more juggernauts and recruit. Grunt is running around with a leg in his arm. I mean, in his mouth. My dude's playing fetch with a leg. That's a foot. That is a foot. Oh, what is this? Round 2? More starving bandits? I think so. A horde of starving bandits crosses the threshold. These guys are already getting pretty tough. It's good. I also have, so not only do I like find a group of starving bandits just now, but I have my NPC squad size set to 2.25, so they're just significantly larger. Like, they just spawn with this many. I'm not gonna find a small group of starving bandits. I'm gonna see hundreds. Like they're always gonna have squad sizes this big because of the way I have my game settings. Nice, nice. Naturally, Red and Vishu are just tearing through them. Every time I look for those Skinner's Run group, I just find like 5 or 6 guys. Yeah, I mean, what is it? Every so often I'll find a few, but like usually it's like this. Like you can see it in the distance there. You see that fucking monstrosity over there? That's ridiculous. There's like 100. There's like 100. And now they're going to do my favorite thing, which is they're going to paint. They're going to paint on the ground with their blood. This always makes me giggle with the starving bandits when you have a bunch of them, because you'll beat them up and you'll chop their legs off and stuff, and they'll just do this. They just make like crop circles on the ground with their dying gasps. It's kind of horrifying, but like, look at them. Is it messed up? Sure. But it's also beautiful. In its own kind of way. It's an event that pops up at a certain time, so you might just have to hang out a little bit. Yeah. I do have to be careful, though, because the Holy Nation will attack us, so I got to avoid that Holy Nation mine over there, because they'll mess us up good, they will. That's not a fight I'm ready to have. Where is that goddamn ridge? I'm looking for a very specific location right now. Just gotta find it. It might be higher up, but I didn't think it was. Or maybe it's lower. Maybe it's on the other side of this mountain here. There's a specific location I'm looking for, and it's where the Slave King is. The Slave Master there, and he's got that battle pick. He's not from the base game. He's part of the like weapon dissemination mod. It adds in battle picks, which, you know, they're not a vanilla weapon, but the weapon dissemination mod adds in the Slave Lord who carries the Maitao version of it, but I can't seem to find him. I can always tell where he is because there's this giant sandstorm right around the ridge that he's on. His little ruined house is. But maybe I am stupid. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. That's fine. All right, we're going to head over to the hub then. Because that is where our next recruit is. What are these guys? Holy Nation Outlaws? Nah, we're good with them. We good with them. We good. Ugh, what a mess this whole thing has become. And we are back in the border zone. Been a while since we've been here. Well, not that long. We were here the other day for when we were with what is it? When we went to the Fog Islands, but you know what I mean. I'll back over here. But it'll be a good spot to raise the dogs. Because these guys are going to be units, absolute units, monsters when they're adults, and they're going to be huge, like literally huge, which is imperative for ensuring that we can continue to kick their ass. Oh, Kenshi, I got to pop back over here. Food for Kenshi. Got to be able to feed our boys. I'm just going to take these. I'm going to take the rest of them. These guys can all subsist off bread. We've got plenty of bread. But I need the gorillas to stay fed, so... To load. The one problem with jumping cross-map like that, which is why I try not to do it, is... everything's got to load back in, and it just bogs everything down. You have a higher % chance of crashing. In the ass. Hold on. Sometimes when you're loading like this, it helps to kind of like, yeah, float the camera around the ridge of the map, and it helps. All right, head over this way to the hub. To the hub. Gotta recruit our next juggernaut. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna name the next juggernaut. It's a female juggernaut. Its name is I think it's Gaia. But I gotta figure out what I'm gonna name her. She's gonna be our next our last nobility for right now, because I don't know where another juggernaut is that I can recruit anyway. There was one that was in Catan, which was Lord Stream, but he obviously died, so I'm moving. And then where else can I do some recruiting? We can go to Stack and technically recruit some people there, but I already recruited Griffin from there. He's obviously dead now. I don't want to go to the Shek Kingdom because my people are enemies of the Shek. They're not actually enemies of the Shek yet, but it violates the base concept for this run. Name her Athena. I'm for it. I'm for it. She's gonna be Lord Athena. I like it. Lord Athena. But we're gonna recruit her. I think it's like 6,000 cats to recruit her. Juggernauts also, their stats increase a little faster than normal units as well, so that'll give us, we'll be able to build them up quickly. They're more durable. That was weird. They're more durable. Hello, hold on. Hold on. Where you at? Loading. I might be able to get more, depending. They have one. You'll see them walking with them if they have one. They might not have one. They might just have goats. They might not be a wandering nomad in that way. Shit. No, I don't think they're that kind of nomad. They don't do that. No beast trader. All right, well, that's fine. Hopeful thinking anyway. Thought maybe I might be able to get another war dog. Get as many as I can. I don't even feel bad about it. Don't even feel bad about it. There. I think once we get to the hub and recruit her, I think that's probably where I'm going to call it, but we're almost there. Good spot to end it for the evening after the disaster that was the near 30 dwarf death. Horrifying. We got to find this bish. She's wandering around. She's got a saber on her back. She's wearing rags. Just gotta find her. I'm gonna recruit her, and then I think we're gonna go up to the Shinobi Thieves, and we're gonna get them armored up, because until we can get back to Garzumi Keep to properly outfit them with heavy armor, we're gonna need to get them something that can actually like protect them. Her and Valkus. In here. Watch out for the mercenaries. Got to be careful about that. 7,500, you got a deal. All right, and then there should be a plastic surgeon in here I can use to make her into a dwarf. Oh yeah, trade ninjas hate me, but they're gonna behave because we're in the hub, right? Question mark. If not, the Shinobi Thieves will defend us. It's not a big deal. We'll be fine, but this might be, well, this might go poorly, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. We're fine. Fine. All right, head up to the Snowy Thieves. We can use their plastic surgeon. Fast, too. Good. Good. It's good. It's real good. All right. Plastic surgeon. Side, maybe? There it is. All right. Guy, you head up there. Way to go. All right. Lord Athena. Works for me. Same deal. Drop her down. We're going to put her at an 86. Full width. Maybe not full width. That's a bit much width. 115 width. We got to fix her shoulders. Lower them shoulders down a little bit. I think her neck is really short. Got a short, wide neck, which is too much. Too much. We got to lengthen that neck up a little bit. Make her at least look. Stance is fine. Shoulders a bit far apart. We're gonna fix that. Arm bulk is fine. Chest is a little wide. We want her to be wide chested, but we don't want her to be you know, like disproportionate to the point where her armor and stuff starts to look weird. Works for me. Next, we got to get her and Valka some armor. That guy right there. Where did they go? They were just there, and then they vanished. Where'd they go? The hell? Where'd they go? Plastic surgeon. Trader, come on, where'd you go? Am I stupid? They just vanished, right? They clearly just vanished. Plastic surgeon. There was the shinobi trader. And then they vanished at the top of the stairs. And now I can't find them. Oh, they're there. Alright, we're going to get some armor for them. Temporary, but it's necessary for the sake of them not dying. Though I don't think they're going to die. They're actually pretty tough. Okay. What are we going to do here? I don't really like any of this. It's temporary. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to go... Yeah, I think Ronin pants for both of them. Fine. Chest plate, we're going to go... Black plate, both of them. Any boots in here? Not really. Ninja Zori. The pair? Of course they don't. Drifter's boots, and then I'm gonna put... Yeah, I'm gonna put them in full tight rags. It'll give them better martial arts. Not that I am gonna use them for martial arts, but it'll... Well, I can do one of them because they only have one. That's great. It's fine. Actually, what we are gonna do, we're gonna do assassin shirts, I think, instead, because it ups their melee attack. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Give them some assassin shirts, up their melee attack. And then I'm gonna have to buy this back for you because you're gonna need it. Okay, it's not ideal for sure. Like, it's not the armor that I would like to have them in, but until we can get back to Gurazumi Keep and properly outfit them with the Imperial armor, it's gonna have to do. All right, well, that's where we are for now. Holy shit, what a mess. I think that's a good place that we can save it for the evening. That's a mess. What a disaster. We started this stream with like 30 with like 60 people. We were like 60 people deep. We had fucking 38 dwarves in our combat unit, and we ended the fight with the Southern Hive with 2. We had 2. We lost everybody. They all died. They didn't just die like normal deaths either. They either bled out on the battlefield, which if that's what happened if they were lucky. But unfortunately, many of our high-ranking officers were eaten. They were eaten. So, it's okay though. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back bigger, better, stronger. We're gonna have more units, stronger units. We're gonna have juggernauts. We're gonna have constructs. We're gonna have the whole 9. We're gonna go in and we're gonna fix what was done. We're gonna make it right. Thank you guys so much for your enjoyment of this series. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you a ton for the very generous donation. Seriously, like, crazy. Thank you so much. As always, remember, use your powers for good instead of evil. Make a difference in someone's life, and do not get overzealous and challenge the Southern Hive unless you're ready to go in with like 60 guys. I'm going to need archers this time. That was the mistake. I didn't bring archers. I need archers. I need to properly train archers. I need force double the size. I need more robots. I need juggernauts. I need animals. I need to go in fully prepared this time. I was not ready. But that'll be all. I appreciate it, guys.